So we are ready to rock and roll, y'all. We're just going to give everybody a little hot second to pop back in as everyone is rejoining. And as soon as I see the number, oh, yep, there it is. We're already there, Talia. People that
All right, we ready?
are ready to rock and roll.
Let's go live then.
I checked the numbers before we left, and then everybody's back. Okay, thank you guys for coming back. We really appreciate it as Talia gets ready to go live. We're really excited to have all the new GPT creator here and our returning GPT creators. Super excited.
Hey.
Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome. Sorry that we are late. As TRM is growing, we had to have our own TRM Zoom so that we could accommodate everybody that is now coming into the space. So we are sorry that we are late, but we are here. And I am excited about having the conversation with our GPT creators and we have some great classes that are coming up, guys. Some amazing classes. We have a brand new GPT creator, and we have a lot of returning GPT creators and class presenters. We have the amazing Stephanie from DCT, who is here with her amazing GPT. We have Ayesha, Coach Ayesha, the introverts coach, is here as well. We have Kelly, who is about to show us the thing that we fear the most and talk about her class that yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little afraid to go into Photoshop. It is a little daunting for me, but Kelly has a way to step you through Photoshop that is amazing. And we also have Adrian, the GPT writer of GPTs, is here in the building, but he is going to talk about his upcoming class. We have Taylor once again with a GPT that goes along with what I really wanted you guys to show, but I had to go read some code for Patchwork. Patchwork is down right now, but I have some ideas of what I wanted to use her GPT for. And then William has stepped up his game as far as GPTs are concerned. His brand new GPT is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see his amazing, amazing GPT. And once again, we are TRM. That is Talia, Regina, and Martine. And we also have some things that we want to talk to you about. But first, I would like to have Martine because we always have the wheel and Martine has to get us all ready for the wheel. So Martine, can you tell everybody about the wheel and what it's all about?
Absolutely. Good evening and howdy, everybody. I'm coming from the great state of Texas. I'm so excited to see y'all tonight. So let's talk prizes. So our GPT creators have been kind enough to donate a free GPT um, as a giveaway. Okay. So at the end of the time, 8 o'clock to be precise, you have to sign up to win. Okay. So you're going to do the email sign up and we will put your name on literally a wheel and then we will select our winners based on that. Now, a couple things I want you to know. Okay. So filling out this email is going to get you an entry. It's going to get you one entry. So look, don't be going in there giving me 6 different names. Don't give me your married name, your ex-husband name, your baby daddy name. Don't do that. That don't count. But you can get one entry by signing up. Okay. Don't sign up with multiple emails either. We see y'all. Two. Okay. Another way that you can win or have an entry is to share to your business page, your groups, your business pages, your groups, your Facebook profiles. Okay. Here at TRM, we're all about community, and our goal is to help expand the reach of these panelists. Um, Facebook is nothing more than an algorithm. When it sees that people are sharing content, then they're going to expand that reach. And I want all of our panelists to have plenty of eyes on the things that they have to offer. Also, remember, we are still on the cutting edge of this tech. Most people don't know what we're talking about. It is our job as a community to share with the world what this GPT AI to crafting thing is all about. Okay. So to get an additional entry, hit the share button. Now, when you share, you need to change the share to a public post. Otherwise, I can't see it. Okay. So share it as a public post. If you share it into groups that are private, I also cannot see it. Okay. Share it to your pages. Share. Okay. Got to do it by 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, my time. After 8 o'clock, it's closed. Thanks, Regina.
You are welcome, Martine. Hey, Taylor, you already have your hand up. Is there a question that you have for us?
Yeah, I did have a question, bouncing off what Martine just said about sharing. Now, all of you are in my group. All of y'all are in my group. You, Martine, and so if I share to my group, would you see it if you're already in my group, or would that still not count?
I have seen when you share to your eclectic group,
Mm-hmm.
it comes out as a list, and so I can see it. The only ones, and Facebook tells me some people you can't see because where they've either where they shared it to or they shared it as a private post. So if you want to see if I can see it, at the very top on Facebook on the computer, there's a little button that says 11. So there've been 11 shares so far. We've got almost 40 people on this call. I know we can get 40 shares out of the room. So I get a list, and when I click on that 11, it gives me a list. So if you, and it says some posts may not appear here because of their privacy settings. So I would say, I can see if I'm in the group, of course, I can see what's being shared in that group. But if I'm not in the group, I can't. It's not a big deal. Just know that if you want me to see something, you've got to make sure it's a public post. Okay. But on Facebook, when you're on the computer, at the very top, it says Artfully Melanated is not live now. There's a 9 for 9 comments, 11 for a share. If you want to make sure your name is on the list, click on that 11 and it'll tell you.
Okay, thank you.
Martine, there's a couple people that are looking for the Zoom link. If you could private message them in the Facebook group, I mean, on Talia's page, they're looking for it to come inside of the Zoom.
Okay, thanks. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, guys. Super excited to have you guys here. And as you guys know, I like to talk to at least one person that I see their face on camera every single time. And Miss Lula, you are the person I'm talking to today. She's like, hey, girl. How are you doing today, Miss Lula?
Doing wonderful, and I am honored.
So, how's everything going with your business? What is happening with you? What's happening?
Well, things are coming along well. I have started, the last time we spoke, it was completion. So
Mhm.
I have completed, I completed a project. I
Yay.
can't find my bell, but I completed a oh. Ah, sorry guys.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, you had the bell. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You
Yeah,
rang
so
your bell.
I
Uh-huh.
did the bingo, the self-care bingo cards. So I
Mm-hmm.
did finish that, and now I'm in the process of uploading that. I've convinced my sister to join, so she's now a part of this group, and she's on tonight. And she and I have been working. She's a school teacher, 5th grade school teacher. So she's working on doing a coloring book with affirmations for our kids. So we've joined together and we're working on that. So I am super excited to be doing some things. I've worked on your what's those, the SRIP codes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm excited. and I'm putting into place your tools. I'm creating scenes. Talia, I'm with you,
Okay,
Talia.
okay,
Creating
scene
scenes.
creator. Okay.
Y'all, I'm trying to do some things this
Let's
year.
go, Miss Lula. Let's go.
I'm
Miss
trying to do
Lula
some things
is
this year.
she is doing things this year.
Yes,
She's
she is.
doing with a D. And also your background is doing all the things.
Girl, don't that look like me?
It do look like you.
Come on
And
now,
she's
girl.
living life to the fullest. And I absolutely adore it.
That's my goal. That's my goal. Last year, I was, mourning the death for my mom. So last year was all about grieving and healing and learning. So I had to learn to sit back, give myself the time that I needed. And I did. And I learned a lot last year. So this year it's about implication, excuse me for mispronouncing it, but putting things into action.
Yeah, you're going straight for implement. See, now you got me. Implementation. You get you're implementing today,
That's
and
it.
this
That's
is
it.
your implementation year. That is
That's it.
awesome.
That
I
is
love that, Lula. I'm so glad that we are having this conversation because, there's a lot of people who have been doing and not completing. So your bell was a clear indication of every time you ring that bell that you have completed something, you're moving on to the next thing and starting to move yourself and your business forward. Going as I lost my mom as well, so going through that grief process, you really have to give yourself the space and the mental space to move forward. For me, it was actually doing the show helped me move forward. But really, to see what you are doing, having the person behind you that looks like you, seeing the joy in your artwork, that's top notch, top notch.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, I will see some of you guys on here, and we like to have the conversations with every one of you to see how things are going, how you're moving your business forward, because we really want to have conversations with our community because it's really about you. We do this live to help you guys move forward, to show you new things. So we decided to start having conversations with people that come to the lives all the time. So I'm excited about Luna. Congratulations. Can all of us give her a hand clap? Send her up some hand claps in the thing. Go ahead, Miss Luna. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. All right. So, Martine, we have a brand new GPT creator
I'm so excited.
that is coming on, and she looks terrified. I'm looking at her, and this she looks terrified.
We're gonna act like this was your first sermon and you just gonna encapsulate it just like that. Same thing. Same thing. This is your first message.
She looks, but we are so excited to have her. And Martine and Stephanie are going to talk about her GPT. Okay, Miss Stephanie, when you come on, I'm going to tell you right now, all we really want you to do is talk about your business. Tell us about that GPT. And then Martine is going to have some conversation for you. We're going to jump in. There's a couple things that I like, but to make sure that you're okay, I'm going to put Martine up first, right? So here comes the spotlight for Martine. All right. And now we are going to put you up now. I lost you in the chat. There, let me find you again. We're going to put you up. Do you see her? Oh, there she is. She put her hand up. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. And we're going to put you up, and we are going to have you as a person that is going to talk about your GPT. This is your first time. We have you feel the love from the audience. And now, Martine, welcome Stephanie to TRM.
Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have Stephanie Atwater. She shared her GPT with us this week, and it is a phenomenal GPT. This one's called the Money Flow Navigator. So it's about handling your finances and stepping into making good, solid decisions when it comes to money. So before we tap into the actual GPT, I do have a question. Why did you want to do a GPT around money and finances and budgeting?
Because I realized some years ago that I had an issue with money and where I came from, and that I had a lack mentality. And one of the things that helped me was to um, start working on my relationship with money. And I found that there were some tools out there that could help you in mindset with your money. Um, and so my daughter and I, we always get to talking about money, and she was trying to um, think about how she can do that. I bought her a little planner, budget book, and and stuff, and said we were going to do that together. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. And so I was thinking about it again. I said, you know what? She's not the only person that has this struggle, you know. And at first I had in mind for young single mothers to deal with it, but then I started realizing it's not just for young single mothers, it's for everybody that get a paycheck or some kind of money. Um, and how they spend it. My husband and I had a conversation around it, and it was so deep. It was a really deep conversation, around it, and resulted in me knowing what his desire. Everything he said, I put in there, and it gave some really good feedback to it. And I just realized that people don't, that you, you people talk debt when they see money, 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 money. But the truth is, money is currency. It should be flowing, you know. And so it's meant to be spent. So how do you spend it? How do you make it so that it's not a burden to you, and that you're not living or getting past the moment where you're living from paycheck to Monday, paycheck to Tuesday, paycheck to paycheck. You want to be able to live beyond that. And so I think curing the relationship and the mindset around the money will, and then having the tools necessary to help you with that will help. So
I love it.
yeah.
And your GPT does just that. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll walk through the GPT a little bit. And Stephanie, if there's something that you want to guide me through or show the group or talk me through, please feel free to do that.
Okay.
So this is her GPT, and I went through each one. And there were a lot of things I liked about it. I really like that you tapped into the emotional side of money. A lot of people don't think that money and emotions go together. And so with this GPT, one of the first big question is, what is the biggest issue you feel you have with finances? And so I chose one, which I feel like it's a common problem, like people spending way more than they actually earn. And so from there, it took me to like a step-by-step process. So figuring out where your money's going, separating your needs from your wants, creating a plan for each paycheck. And it really like steps you through so that you can not just manage the emotional side from it, but also have like a structure to help you go from not feeling successful to successful. And so you've got these three steps. And so would you like to keep track of your spending or setting up a basic plan? So I'm going to choose setting up a basic plan. And I
Mark,
like this. Go ahead.
I also created some companions to go with that, both in PDF and in Excel format, so that people can actually track their expenses. One is a subscription tracker, one is your budget, one is for your
You
pay.
want to share them?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Pull them so that you can share
Document.
them. Say it again.
I sent the documents to you.
Oh, I'm only working with the GPT. So if
Okay.
you can pull them up, I'll have you share them.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Okay. And so then from there, when I ask it to set up a basic plan, it begins to prompt me through setting up your basic paycheck. How much is that paycheck going to be? What are your essential needs? I think this really closed the gap on people essentially all the money's going out and not having full clarity about like how much is coming in. So I thought this was a really, really nice way to get that planning started. And with Stephanie's companions, you'll have a place to put it in. Okay. So I like that one. I like all of them, but that was the one that I started with. The next one that I wanted to show you guys, which I thought was super different. This one was about relationship. I would like to improve my relationship with money. I thought this was a really, really, really great way to understand that money and spending money is an emotional experience and that it's okay to have those emotions, but you got to figure out what your triggers are and how to better manage those triggers. And so with this one, there are affirmations. You can actually get them daily, which I thought was really nice. And then it even focuses in, and you can pick like what you want to focus on, right? So do you want to understand your spending habits? Do you want to celebrate small wins? And this theme showed up throughout the GPT. The power of celebrating like small wins, even if you can only save $1 a week, $1 a day, and really build up different habits, so that over time those habits compound and you see yourself moving in a different direction financially. So I really love that that piece, the emotional piece. I think we just don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
One
of the things that I put in there was I just like to spend money. And I don't want to worry about
don't we all?
Repercussions of it. I know it's wrong, but how do I get past that?
Right.
It gave such a great answer. I was like, oh my God.
Right. I love this because I just think half of our problems with money, and I'll just call it what it is. A lot of us think we should be in business.
Mm-hmm. You're on mute. I think you
You're
muted yourself.
muted. You're muted.
I did. A lot of us are in business to try to make up for what we're losing instead of examining what's in front of us, and we may not need to be in business at all.
Mm.
Controversial thing to say, but some of us aren't supposed to have a business. We're just not managing the money we have. And I'll say this in particular with business, if you're not careful, you'll spend way more than you're making. Way more than what you're making. All right. I've had to taper down on the number of classes I normally would purchase because it was no longer reflecting like what I was supposed to be doing. I've reduced my services so that I could reduce my spending because the services and the spending were going hand in hand. And so this made me really kind of rethink through a couple of things.
And people don't think about a relationship with money, and how you can actually use money to bring you, because money don't bring happiness, but things like helping other people can bring you joy from the money that you have. And I know for my husband in particular, he will give his last penny away. I mean, just give it away. And I'm saying, dude, we have to do such and such, but that's what his heart is so big, and he's just like that, and it doesn't concern him in that way. But we went through this, and the GPT brought out that what are some things that bring you joy? How how do you bring that back? You know, how did it say that to him to say, what other things can bring you joy so that while you're building a plan, you can, you know, have some joy and have some structure and have some balance in that, you know.
I
Um,
love that because
yeah,
that means that maybe you can give the gift of time
yeah.
instead of being financial, right? And I think this line's really, so the second one was this the affirmations, where it just focused on affirmations, and you can click on the button daily and it's going to give you a new one. But not only does it give you the affirmation, but it also tells you how this affirmation works, and it gives you some actionable strategies on some things that you can do. So I love this GPT. I'm going to stop sharing because I do want you to share your companion items. Love the GPT. I love the fact that if you are unsure of what to prompt, or you get caught in a rabbit hole just on your own, this GPT will allow you not to get in that rabbit hole and allow you to have a focused step-by-step approach to really turning your finances around in the other direction. Stephanie, would you like to share those companion items that go with the GPT?
Sure. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this first one is, what is the thing that we spend our money on the most? Subscriptions, whether they are for entertainment, whether they are for business, whether they're for some people get subscriptions on their phones and they don't even realize they're happening. And so this here is a way for you to track all of those subscriptions and then make a decision as to whether I'm going to keep this or whether I'm going to cancel it. And you can count up the cost right there in front of you. Okay. So this, you can print this out, or this Excel version comes as well. So I'm supplying both this and the Excel version. The next page of that is a budgeting form, asking you where all of your sources of income from, what the amounts are, and what are the frequency, with the instructions on how to use that. Then you're listing your expenses and the amount and the frequency. And then at the bottom, it gives a summary so that you know how much you have remaining after you have dealt with your income and expenses. And that's a theme of, you know, how to care for your money and how to start with that. And actually, I asked the GPT to create this for me, and then I cutified it.
So that means we can do the same as well. So if we wanted
Absolutely.
to, we can use yours, or we can personalize it and ask it to do it for us.
Yeah.
I love it.
In case it's not in the way that you need to see it, you know what I
Right,
mean? You
right.
can also go in and after you get this down, go and tell, you know, plug those numbers in so it can be more specific for you. And then this is the paycheck organizer. You know, when do I get paid? How much? What are the expenses and amount and the due dates on them? What is my savings and debt goals? Okay. And then you summarize it down here, your total income, your total expenses, and how much you have remaining. I have some other products that I'm probably am going to pair uh, with this as well, because I just think that like journaling around that is important as well.
So we got
Um,
more coming soon.
we have more coming soon with that.
I love that. Regina, I think you had a few thoughts. I want to make sure I create some space for that. I know we talked a little bit before. We'll make sure I created some space.
I actually did, Martine. The thing that I noticed with the new economy that's coming in, Stephanie, is that, let me put the spotlight on here and put you back up. What happened to you, Stephanie? I'm moving too fast. Let me just bring it all the way down. The thing that I realized is that with this new economy that is about to happen and the changes, this is going to become a very critical GPT to use. right? Everybody needs to get their finances and hone their finances and understand how their emotions dictate their finances. If you are emotional, you are going to spend too much money. You're not going to make correct decisions. And using your GPT will allow that for everyone to figure out how to move through this, what their budgeting plan should be, how to take what they already have and make that stretch out, or if they have too many, like you said, subscriptions, how to get rid of those. Girl, I had cable and a Fire Stick. Well, I don't need both. I don't.
Right.
Why? Why do I have that? All I need is the internet, right? So, as you start to look at that, and all the subscriptions that I have for AI, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on my soul. It was costing me so much money. But using your GPT will help me move forward with my budgeting. I'm a spendthrift, right? I always tell all, God knows, that I spend a lot of money, because just like your husband, helping others with my money is the thing that I love to do. So finding something else to do with that money, is the thing. Like I will buy gifts. Martine and Talia can attest that every time I'm in TJ Maxx, I'm trying to show somebody what I'd love to buy. Right. I go to TJ Maxx as a sporting session. I work out at TJ Maxx. I walk through TJ Maxx. And Martine has finally gotten me to the point where I don't buy anything when I'm in TJ Maxx. I just kind of show them the new trends because that is, I gotta go to TJ Maxx. It's my favorite. But with your GPT, I'm going to figure out what emotional trigger the TJ Maxx gives me so that I can not do that.
Wait a minute. I see that the GPT link has been dropped. What I did forget to say, I don't know if I put it in my mail, but it's 25% off until midnight. So the
Oh,
code is midnight 25,
well, and she just gave a code, everybody. It's 25% off. It's midnight 25, all lowercase.
all uppercase.
All uppercase, all uppercase. So let's go there. Let's purchase the GPT. It's perfect for this new season for everybody that is creating their vision and goal around money. This GPT is ready to go. She's got companion pieces that go with it, that go along with it. So let's do that. Purchase the GPT and the companion pieces. And I think that you guys are going to be shocked
The
at,
companion pieces are included.
oh, they come with the GPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Mm. Yes, you know me.
Watch out now.
I'm trying to do an upsell, Stephanie. I'm trying to do an upsell. You see, she gave you guys the companion pieces. It comes with the GPT.
A
So
bundle.
it's a bundle. So all right.
Which
That is
also means Stephanie is investing in you because it's a one-time purchase, but your GPT
Mhm.
will continue to work. So it's already a first step from moving away from a lot of subscriptions. It's great, right?
And I'm
Stephanie, you
giving
see the
away
comment? Oh, and she's gonna give away two, you guys. She's gonna give away two. So remember, Martine says, get on that wheel. Get on that wheel. She's gonna give away two of the her GPT that comes with the companion pieces. So Stephanie, thank you so much. And how do you feel now? How do you
I
feel? I want
feel
to
I
ask.
feel amazing. This is my year, y'all. It really, really is.
It absolutely
I
is.
am so into tears. I have to come back and show you about my calendar that's on Lulu. I'm so proud of that. And it's just I'm ready. I'm ready.
Uh, that is
I got so
amazing.
much in me.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to
Community. The
take the
community.
spotlights down because you have a question. Lula put her hand up for a question. So if you, Lula, what is your question for Miss
No,
Stephanie?
actually, she mentioned it because she shared her calendar earlier. So I had the opportunity to review the calendar and it is beautiful. It is
Oh,
amazing.
that's
But she mentioned that she's going to talk about that later. So I'll leave that.
okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. You did
Well,
an amazing job for your very first time. You did an amazing job. So the next time, the next time I'm gonna put you up, you're gonna be on the big spotlight, the big spotlight. So Stephanie's gonna be able to talk to us, just like Martine says. Think of this as your platform, like you are doing your ministry and you are talking out to your audience, and you don't ever have to worry about feeling nervous because you're in your purpose. So thank you so much, Stephanie. I'm so
I
proud
do
of
have a question. Someone suggested that I ask of the big people, or the experienced ones. Should I
you.
put this GPT on Etsy?
Yes.
Okay.
You should always list your GPT.
Absolutely.
Every time, every GPT you get, list them because
Whatever,
you
what
know.
Williams.
And they're saying
Right.
yes
William
on
is
the
the
outside
GPT
too,
master on
Stephanie.
Etsy. Okay. So
Mhm.
yes.
And I really
Etsy
wanted
has
to
its
talk
own
about
audience.
art
Okay.
with it, but I don't know
Mhm.
how to do that part yet. So,
Yeah. So
What, I'm sorry, Stephanie,
Etsy
what
is
was
a
the last thing you
marketplace.
said? You said
I
you
said
don't know how to do what?
I don't know how to add art to it, to create art, or in the affirmation. I don't know how to do that part of it.
In your GPT?
Hmm.
Okay, we'll talk
Yeah,
afterwards.
we'll talk offline.
We'll talk offline to get you straight. So,
Thank you all. I appreciate you so much.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Um,
Great job, Stephanie. Great job.
great job. Well, the introverts coach is up next. Miss Ayesha from Joyful Paper Company. Welcome to the show. Uh, you're used to being on the big screen, so I'm going to put you up automatically. But I want you to tell everybody about your GPT, about your business. And then after you do that, I have a lot of ideas for your GPT. We even came up with a companion GPT TRM for you beforehand. We're putting you to work before you even get the GPT out. You're going to work on the next, because we have a whole series for you. We sure do. We sure
Right.
do.
I'm
So
ready.
excited to have you. So, Miss Ayesha, the introverts coach, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you again for letting me be here. My name is Ayesha Pompey. I am the CEO of the Joyful Paper Co., where I create resources for business owners to help them start and grow their business. My products include PLR, um, Canva templates, and GPTs. I'm also a self-published author, and I'm a business coach for introverts. So, my latest GPT, which I'm talking about today, is the interview confidence coach. This is a little bit different. It's not exactly just for business owners, it could be for anybody that's looking for a job, looking to transition, looking for their first job. They use Stephanie's GPT and they realize I really have an income problem. I need to get more money. So after you use Stephanie's GPT, come on over here so you can prepare for your interview for your next job. But I created this because in my 9 to 5, I manage student employees. And I do interviewing for them. And I'm realizing that a lot of students, even though this is not geared towards students, but a lot of students and people in general just don't know how to prepare for interviews and aren't confident coming into interviews. And also, a lot of interviews are virtual now. So they don't know how to prepare for virtual interviews. So this GPT will help you do that. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and do an overview of it. We won't hit on everything, but I'll just give you an overview of what it can do. Okay, so the interview confidence coach, it already has some conversation starters for you when you get started. So it will help you to talk to it right away if you don't know how to talk to a GPT. I'm going to work backwards here, just in consideration for time. This last conversation starter, how do I prepare for virtual interviews? Again, this is a big one because a lot of companies are doing virtual interviews, especially for those initial maybe phone screens. It might just be a Zoom screen instead of phone, or that second interview, get to know you before they bring you on site Or if it's long distance, they don't want to fly you out anywhere. They want to do a virtual interview and save some money. So it will give you a list of things to prep for your interview, your virtual interview. Number one, test your technology, the biggest one. Optimize your environment, present yourself professionally. This is very important. Even though you may be at home, even though you may be on Zoom, you should still act like you're going in to the office in person. Prepare for virtual specific dynamics. So make sure you got, have your notes ready, master your responses, and then technical backup questions. So how to prepare just in case your laptop computer goes down, have your phone ready to hop right back in to the Zoom. And then it tells you to do a follow-up. So even though it's a virtual interview, still follow regular interview protocol and send your post-interview email / thank you letter. And then it asks you, would you like some tailored advice or practice questions for your upcoming interview? So I won't go further with this one, but that's just a little preview of what that can do, that conversation starter. And of course, you can ask it to go more in depth with these bullet points. The third conversation starter, so I'm working backwards. What questions should I ask in an interview? So a lot of times we're prepared for them to ask us questions, but we don't know what to ask them. They want us to be engaged and to be thinking about their company, having done our research. So we should always come into the interview prepared to ask them questions, even if we know the answer already. They don't know we know the answer. So it will give you a list of questions that you can ask in your interview. You can tailor these to your specific job description, role that you're interviewing for, and company that you're interviewing with. So things like role-specific questions, team and culture, company growth and strategy, professional development, what does that look like? And then asking the interviewer, what does their day-to-day look like? How do they like working there? And then some closing questions like, is there anything about my background that gives you pause or you'd like me to clarify? What are the next steps? Things like that. And then at the end, it says, would you like to tailor this to the role or company you're interviewing with? So that's where this GPT really gets down to the nitty gritty. You can say, I am interviewing for a project coordinator role at company XYZ, and it will help you tailor some questions to that role and that company. All right. And my favorite one, how can I stay confident in interviews? I'm pretty sure 90% of people are going to be nervous in an interview. I'm always nervous. Doesn't matter how many times I've interviewed for a company or what position that I've interviewed for, I'm nervous. So this GPT will help you to calm those nerves, give you some confidence, give you some things to think about as you prepare. So you want to prepare thoroughly. Adopt a positive mindset. So it's going to tell you about affirmations, reframing your anxiety, and visualization. So some tips on just helping your mindset, which is the biggest thing when going into interviews. Body language tips, how you want to maintain eye contact, smile, your posture, especially with virtual interviews. We don't want to get too relaxed. How to control your nerves. So it'll talk about deep breathing, pausing before responding, and focusing on the conversation. And then set yourself up for success. So dress the part, arrive early, even on Zoom, and bring your notes. So this, I think number 5, after mindset, number 5 is a big one, especially for my younger generation people. We always want to dress the part. I know professional dress has changed throughout the years, but I would recommend people go above and beyond so they can stick out as coming in with their A game and people remember them. All right. So now we'll get to my favorite conversation starter. help me practice common interview questions. So this conversation starter is gonna walk you through some common interview questions that you might encounter on your interview. So it's saying, I love to help you practice common interview questions. Together we'll make sure you feel prepared and confident. Let's start with some foundational questions. Tell me about the job and company you're interviewing for. This will help me tailor the practice to your needs. So it's going to ask you about yourself. It's going to ask you what is this position you're interviewing for, and what company are you interviewing for. So I did a test situation, so I can plug it into the GPT for demonstration purposes. This is completely fictional. I'm not interviewing for a job or anything. And this company's completely fictional. All right, so I told it what the job title is, what the company is. It says, great. This role likely focuses on organizational skills, communication, and the ability to manage multiple tasks and stakeholders effectively. Let's start with a classic question, which is, can you tell me about yourself? And then it will explain to you, so it will deep dive into the question, getting at what the interviewers really want to know when they ask you that question. So it says, highlight your background, your strengths, why you're here. Then it's going to ask you, would you like me to provide examples of how to structure this response, or would you like to give it a try? So it's giving you options. I'm going to say provide examples. And it's going to give me 3 examples of how I can structure that response to tell me more about yourself. And what you can do with these is you can take them and tweak them based on your experience, your skills, based on who you are, and then feed it back into this GPT. So it's going to say, which of these examples resonates most with your experience and personality? Can I help you refine it further to make it uniquely yours? I'm going to say, just for demonstration purposes, okay, so it's gonna it's asking me what's my current or most recent role. I'm just gonna say project coordinator. So I'm giving it really basic answers. Like I'm pretending I know nothing about interviewing and I don't know how to respond. An example of a project I coordinated successfully or an accomplishment I'm proud of. And why am I most excited? Right. So of course, if you use the GPT, you would want to answer truthfully based upon your experience, but I'm just giving it some fictional answers. So then it returns with, it takes what I put in and it creates a response that I can read through. And I think about it, does this accurately reflect my experience, my recent job, the job I'm currently at, the project I work on, and what excites me about the company I'm interviewing with? If it does, great. I can practice that response. If it doesn't, if I want to tweak it, I can. And I can feed it back in, and it'll ask you, how does this feel? Would you like to adjust it? So you can keep going back and forth with this GPT. Feels great. And it should ask me would I like to move on to another question. Yeah, so it says, would you like to move on to another question? What are your strengths? And then you would continue. It'll keep walking you through the question, helping you to refine your answer. Once you're comfortable, it'll say, would you like to move on to another question? The last thing I want to show is, so yes, this GPT is for people that are looking to interview, they're in a job search, they want to get some more confidence, or they want to practice common questions. But if that is not you, but you're a digital creator, you're looking to create ebooks, handouts, worksheets, workbooks, you can still use this GPT to do that. So I'm going to stay here in this conversation, and I created a prompt really quick. Let's see if this works. So I created a prompt that I'm going to plug in. I'm going to ask it to create me an ebook. So my prompt, I wanted my ebook to be about be focused on people who are transitioning careers. So I wanted them to learn how they can use the experience that they had in their previous career and apply it to their new career. And the GPT will make an outline for an ebook, and you can ask it to, again, flesh out each chapter and each bullet point as much as you want. All right. Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions, but I have a lot of comments about using your her GPT and using my experience as I was a hiring manager for a very, very long time. And her GPT hit on a lot of points as a hiring manager that I really want you guys to know that she is right on point with. The first thing she's talking about is virtual interviewing. Virtual interviewing is a skill. It is a place where a lot of people are not used to it. And the things that I have seen on a virtual interview would shock you. People in pajamas, people walking around, people in their car. And your first impression when that Zoom opens, that video interview opens, is your first impression with that interviewer. You have to be prepared. You have to look prepared. You have to be able to look directly into the camera. And all of that is a skill that you learn on your own. Aisha is totally correct. If things happen as far as video goes down, having that whole list that she has to prepare you for the virtual interview is right on point. Being able to switch from your computer to your phone or your phone to another phone if you don't have a computer. What does that look like when you're on your phone? Should you have a stand? Where is it? Where is it located? All of those things are really important for people who are doing virtual interviews, and she has all of those listed. But the thing I really want you guys to hear me and hear me very clearly is the employment numbers that just came out are not well for people of color, especially for women of color. We have had a jump from 4.1% to 6%. So that means that there's a lot more talented people in the pool, and you're going to need this GPT to help you get through that virtual interview. You're going to need this GPT to help you understand the questions that are going to come from that hiring manager by plugging the job description into her GPT and letting that GPT give you the potential questions that an interviewer is going to give you. That is what this GPT will do for you. It is going to give you a leg up on the competition that is also interviewing, that has gotten past the ATS system, and is interviewing. Because remember, with the ATS system, and you guys, that is an applicant tracking system, it is geared to reject, reject, reject. A lot of the applicants, if you get past that to have the interview, you want to be completely prepared for said interview. And going through her GPT step by step, the way she did, and what it does, it helps you stand out. There is one thing that she put in her GPT as a hiring manager. I was telling a girlfriend of mine that the majority of the people that I hired sent me a thank you letter. And most people don't go that extra mile to send that letter. They don't go the extra mile to say what they love about the company and how they would help to move the company forward. They don't tell you about in their interview of the production that they had in their prior company that can transfer skills, can transfer over to the new. And her GPT gives you all of that information. It moves you forward in a way to make you confident in interviewing for that position. And also with her GPT, when it tells you about your strengths and how to move forward with your interview process, that is golden. It is golden. You don't know how many times I sat in front of people who did not have one question for me. And that tells me that number one, you did not do your research on the company. Number two, you didn't do your research on me because I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. You didn't even ask me one question about what I loved about the company that I work for. It shows that you're just going through interview, through interview, through interview, through interview. So using her GPT, you have a leg up on the competition, and the competition is stiff out there. I want you guys to be prepared and to use her GPT to move your interviewing process forward. So Ayeshia, thank you so much. This GPT is absolutely amazing. I wish that I could give it out to everybody that was trying to interview with me prior. I would be like this, Lord have mercy. They would have the baby screaming in the background, and the light that they would look like they were in witness protection because they don't realize that you can't have light behind you. You got to have light in front of you. I couldn't see them at all. They would have their cameras off. You're like, it's a video interview. You have to I, I don't understand. So thank you so much for going through this process and creating this GPT. I think we have some questions for you. So Stephanie, I'm going to take our spotlights down. Stephanie, you had a question.
I do. I have a cousin who writes resumes and has a resume service for people. This would be a good um, um, product for them to be able to, to offer and to go through and get questions out for, to have a better resume for one, but also to coach them through that interview process. So um, it's very helpful. I used to write resumes until I hated it.
And they could even feed the resume into the GPT and then have the GPT walk them through questions based on the resume.
That's good.
Just
Good.
wanted to bring this into the Zoom so you guys got to hear it. Barbara Chambers wrote on Facebook, this would be a great for my son graduating with his engineering degree. So here's my thought. I think that's a great point. Those of you that would purchase it as a gift to a graduating senior, so put a QR code inside for that graduating senior. Talk to Stephanie about getting multiple licenses. And I'm sure Stephanie would work out a multiple license deal if you've got several graduates. So you give them $100, but you also give them the QR code. So I would reach out to Stephanie and see if she would do multiple licenses.
You're
That's
saying
Ayeshia.
Stephanie,
I'm
but I think
sorry,
you
my
mean
bad.
Aisha.
I meant Ayeshia. I'm looking at Stephanie, my bad, Ayeshia. I'm looking at Stephanie, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a long afternoon. It's been a long afternoon. Ayeshia's confidence interview GPT, reach out to Ayeshia and see if she'd be willing to do multiple licenses.
I am willing.
She is willing to do multiple licenses.
I don't, because I have another version of this GPT that was, so I started out with one geared towards students. And after some feedback, I tweaked it. But in that one, I put that if anyone would like to purchase, I forgot what I called it, but if anyone wants to purchase a license to use it with like a university, career center, I'm willing to do that. Or if you just want to purchase multiple seats to give out as gifts, I'm willing to work with you on that.
It's a really good idea, guys.
That is actually what I was about to suggest. And I was thinking geared more towards high school students because that's who I worked with. There is such a lack of soft skills. So they don't understand how they're supposed to show up for an interview. They don't understand the questions that they need to ask, the things that they need to know, the prep for the interview. They don't know any of those things. And I think this would be a great GPT for graduating seniors. They need it so bad.
I love it. Monica, you have a question.
Not a question, but a comment. I was gonna say for someone, not me, because I'm not trying to go work for nobody, but for somebody who, like, I started my job a month and a half after I graduated from high school in 1980. We're not gonna talk about that. But and I worked there for several years. If somebody like me who worked for a company for a long time and never really had to interview, I think it would be a great resource for them as well because a lot of things have changed since 1980. That's it.
Oh, that's so great because with the advent of AI and the downsizing of corporations, there are going to be people that are going to be part of a consolidation. You can tell that I've been in corporate a little too long because I call it a consolidation. A consolidation of jobs that are going to be out in the interview pool that haven't been in the interview pool for years. So it is a great GPT for them to learn, number one, because before we used to have a cover letter. Now some of the ATS systems don't want a cover letter. Number one, as a hiring manager, I'm gonna tell you, I never read a cover letter to save my life. Nope. I went through the ATS system. It told me all the things on the resume, and I judged those resumes from what the ATS system did because we would get hundreds of them. So reading your cover letter, that's the last thing that I needed to do. But write it, because there are some companies that still read it. But just going through those processes, they don't even understand what to write on their cover letter or what needs to go into their resume because they've never written one. They haven't written one since the 70s. So it's a lot for them. So having her GPT helps them to inform their resume. Number one, they can go to a resume writer and or go to Chat GPT, either one, to write that resume. Um, it is so important for us, especially us as business owners. And this is the other thing, Ayeshia, that we were talking about. We're all going to have to hire teams. I'm putting that out into the atmosphere. We're all going to have to hire teams, and we need a GPT to help us hire our team. We need to be able to interview our personal assistants, our virtual assistants. We need to be able to interview our accountant, our lawyer, the person who is going to be doing some of the, we're going to have some interns that are going to be doing our graphics and putting that stuff up on Etsy. We need to be able to interview them. So I'm just putting it out there. This needs to be a GPT for us as creatives to hire our employees and have our staff. So let's.
I like it. I received that. I'll work on it.
Okay, perfect. So this is, like I said, this is an amazing GPT, and I really think that for all of us who this is not our full-time job yet, we all need this GPT because, we want to level up and getting that $20,000, $40,000 jump when you're moving and constantly interviewing, because even if you have a job, you should still be constantly interviewing because you never know. You never know. And it feels better to turn down a job than it is to have to search for them and have them turn you down. So constantly be interviewing, keeping your skills up and doing all the things. So thank you, Ayeshia. We really appreciate everything that you have brought to the table on this because it's truly necessary.
Thanks, Ayesha.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Had to double down on getting it right. It's like, girl, what am I doing?
All right. Well, thank you again. And we are about to move on to that dreaded,
Wretched.
wretched. Thank you, Talia. That's another one. Wretched Photoshop. Got to be more careful. And
Photoshop like that.
baby, I'm scared of the thing. I have it. I still pay. Kelly, I pay for it and never use it. Okay? Never. They've been getting money from me for years. Stephanie's
Regina,
working
I'll
on
put
it.
Stephanie's GPT back up.
That's a subscription that needs to
Listen,
go.
I can't even, I literally I can't even talk about you because it's the same here. But I do use, other aspects of the Adobe suites, just not
And,
the Photoshop.
and
Ooh,
you took the
it's
first
what I
class.
need though. I need it. I need it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mind your business now. That
And
was
the second
animating
class.
stuff. That wasn't regular Photoshop
Mhm.
stuff. That was making the stuff move. That
Once you
wasn't,
learn what it does, then you can use it for other things.
well, that mean I didn't learn then. That's what that mean. It mean
Lord,
I was a terrible student.
That means
That's
Lord
what
have
had
mercy.
you
happened.
need to watch the replay.
She need to
But
watch the replay.
amen, amen, amen. So, Steph, see now you got me calling Kelly Stephanie.
Everybody.
Everybody is Stephanie. Lord have mercy. Kelly. I'm gonna put you on spotlight and let you do your thing.
All right. Good evening. Bryce is falling asleep. But good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to everyone. So, as you can see in my background, these are some images that I have animated using Photoshop. So, like some of the people in TRM, I don't know if Martine uses it in that way, but um, I teach people how to animate in Photoshop. A lot of people, just like Martin, not Regina and Tanya, think it's a bit daunting. But the way I teach it is very easy, and I believe even a beginner can do what I do. Okay, I put in a lot of hours in doing this. So when I am presenting it to you, that means I've gone through months of doing it. So when you come to my class, you will leave out with something to do, with knowing how to do it. And even if you did not and need a little extra help, and you can ask some of the people who have taken my classes, they have hit me in my inbox, and I'll be right along with them, and I'll remind them on what to do and how to do it. So I'm always there for the little extra help as well. So in my backgrounds, like I said, we have some outside scenes, which is easy peasy, right? In this class, I am giving you the files. I am giving you the snow files. I am giving you the rain files, and you can add it to any image that you want. This one right here is outside, right? We are inside of that room and the rain is outside. I'm going to teach you the snow, right? It's outside. I'm going to teach you how to have it only on the outside and not have it snowing or raining in the inside. So we're going to do some manipulations. We're going to resize what we need to. We're going to have it slanting because when it rains, sometimes the wind is blowing, so it's not like straight on. So this is what we will be doing in this class on this coming up Saturday. The QR code is there and they'll drop the links for you. But it is this Saturday at 2 o'clock. I do have allotted time for 2 hours, but I think sometimes it may go over and that's fine. Come with your questions. It is called Weather Wonders, Bringing Rain and Snow to Life in Motion. So it is $97. I did have it to cut off tonight at 11:59, but when I woke up this morning, I had a little change of heart. So it is going to stay up until Wednesday night at 11:59. The early bird special is 97. Regular price is 147. And even that 147 is still too cheap for Photoshop. So you're going to get my files. I'm going to teach you how to use my files. I'm going to show you my entire workflow from creating the image. Oh, and if you get the early bird special, I'm going to give you a book of prompts on what I do, book of prompts on what I'm creating, like my images and how they look. So you will be able to get some that are like mine. I use Midjourney, so if you have your personalization code, you can have your own spin on those images. So yeah, that's the early bird special. And also, our great William has given me a GPT to give to my early bird people. And I am actually going to be making a GPT for this class as well. So, taking advantage of the early bird special is very advantageous to everyone. Like I said, if not, then it'll be 147 after Thursday come midnight on Wednesday night. So yeah, I'm excited about it. And like I said, even if you're new to Photoshop, you'll walk away knowing how to do this. So if you are interested in creating a YouTube channel, this is a great start for it, right? Like I said, I'll teach you my whole workflow from creating the images to editing it in Photoshop to taking it out of Photoshop. And we're going to edit in Canva because I know a lot of people are not Apple users. I use iMovie. I think Windows is Movie Maker based for the editing software. So we're just going to use Canva, and I'm going to show you how to use Canva. I'm going to go in Suno because that's where I make my music. I'm going to show you that whole process of making the music. I generally make albums for each image or each video that I have on my YouTube, so the songs are not repeated. And so I'll go through all of that. And as far as naming the video, creating the listing, and actually posting it on YouTube. So if you even want to start making your YouTube channel, this would be a great place to do it as well, because we can all, do it together on Saturday. So yeah, that is all I had. That's all I have.
Well, Kelly, you are a phenomenal creator. She has that amazing. If you guys have not been on Kelly's YouTube channel, you need to go on Kelly's YouTube channel. Her music and the visuals are just amazing, and she is taking her time out to teach you how to do the rain and the snow visual. She had a fire one, and I'm sure is that one still on sale?
Yes, the
Replay.
glow up. Yeah, the glow up is self-paced, but it's 47.
Okay, yeah.
And then the still to stunning is the water and the cloud movements. That is still up. That's 167. That's the one that Jay and I, our first collaboration together. So we did that. So yes, all that is still up on my website, hvkdigitals.com.
But how I suggest that you go about this is because you need to actually be in the house when Kelly is teaching, right? It's a different feel to watch the replay. You can watch the replays on the other ones, but be in the house for this one because it'll give you a feel of how she teaches and how to implement what she teaches, even though the replays are great. But being in the house on this one is what
Right.
we really want you to do, especially if it's your first experience with doing this particular type of work on that platform that we shall get used to working in called Photoshop. Being there, being able to ask her questions, being able to walk through it with her is invaluable. It is truly, truly invaluable. Martine, you had a question. And then
Yes.
I think TJ has one as well.
Okay, cool. Yes, three quick things. First, for all the mamas out there with mama babies, Kelly's doing a great job of showing that this thing can still be done. Okay, so I want you guys to be encouraged. I have a replay of Kelly when the baby was even smaller than that. It's literally a year old. She's been consistent in serving in her business, even though she has a little one. Okay, so just want to take a moment to like give her flowers. It is not easy. I will never be back unless the Lord put a river in the back of my house, and I ain't got no river. But for those of you that are moms that are trying to figure out, like, you just had a baby or the baby's a year, Kelly does it. And it ain't easy. She makes it look easy,
Not at all.
but it's not easy, and she does it. So just wanted to encourage her and give her flowers in that, because we often do
Thank
the
you.
work and no one says anything. So just wanted to make sure I said that. You are
Thank you so
doing the
much.
thing. Yeah, she makes it look super easy. It almost make me want to go back, and then I'd be like, I don't even know why they sent me home the first 2 times. That's okay. It's all good.
Negative.
Okay.
I ain't going back
No,
ever.
I ain't going back. I ain't going back. But it's okay. It's okay. Just want to give her a shout out. We don't have to wait till Mother's Day to do that. You know what I mean? Okay,
Thank
we
you,
had a
thank you, thank you.
question in the chat. A couple of questions actually. I want to create a children's biblical videos. Will this work for me as well?
So it depends on what your images are, right? Like I said, for this class, it's, if you have a scene where you want it to rain and snow, of course, and definitely yes. The first class, if you have images where they're outside or whatever, and you have some clouds or some water movement, so you can do that. So it just depends on what you are wanting to do, what kind of images that you're trying to create.
Then you have one more question. How often which kind of a cadence for your Photoshop style classes? How often do you typically teach them?
That's a good question. So I haven't retaught classes that I already have. I have to see what the audience is demanding for that. Just whenever I perfect something, I'm presenting it, right? So I have some other things in the works actually that I'm working on, that I mentioned earlier when I was on live on TikTok earlier today. But it's not a specific time, so I can't answer that as far as how often I teach it. But yeah, if the demand is there, I will teach it more often for sure.
Cool. Now, all y'all are still in y'all's monthly memberships for Adobe, so go on and get her class.
No, right?
Because it ain't even expired yet, so you might as well go ahead and learn
Mhm.
something, do something with the subscription you got.
For
I see
sure.
y'all in these chats. Grab her class. I took her animation
What's funny?
class, and I have a belief system. If I could walk away from the class and apply one thing immediately, then it was a successful class, and I was able to do that. I was able to apply what she taught just like that. So I do highly recommend that you take advantage of these subscriptions and these investments that you're making and make something wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks for the subs to my channel. I just see people subscribing to my YouTube channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I need more of those. That's my goal for 2025 is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So spread the word.
I would
Spread the
also
word.
like to add that your YouTube channel is our go-to for our co-working sessions with TRM.
Thank
So
you.
it is
That
on
makes me smile
rotation
every
for
time
our
I see.
co-working sessions.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it has a great feel. It is calming. And actually your I go to sleep to your YouTube channel. Like when I can't, I'm stressing or I've been up and I'm wired working. I'm like, let me just put on Kelly's channel so I can relax my brain and go to sleep. And it really, when I tell you it really works, it really works. Um, I love it. TJ, you have a question.
Well, not a question. I just wanted to say that I took her first class with her and Jay, and it was great. And I just encourage everybody to take her class. She does take her time. She does teach really well. I don't I don't like Photoshop and still get very confused, and I still haven't done anything with my class stuff anyway. But
We're gonna talk about
I'm
that
going to take the
offline.
second class as well because I love the look of it, and it's just something good to know. So,
Well, with
I
this
want
class,
everybody to
TJ,
know
you're gonna be ready to publish something,
I'm
okay?
gonna be
On this
ready.
class. You're gonna be ready.
Okay. Yeah,
So
because she
I was
does
gonna
very
say
well.
too, if you guys, if you have a second screen or if you have that way, because I know the first class, it was a lot of people that were like, oh, I need a second screen so I can work with you. So if you have a second screen or if you want to put me on another device so you can follow along, so everybody can actually come out with a video by the time the class ends. Yeah, that would be great. Oh, you muted yourself.
If you're talking, TJ, you muted yourself.
Oh, no, I was just saying I do have a second screen too, so I can do that.
Yeah.
You know, if you were on an Apple, you could just split that screen. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You good. You
Woo,
good.
that was some Apple love right there. You just super excited, Kelly, for this class. I can't wait to see all of the people who are going to have snow and rain. And when you guys create it, please at Kelly so she can see your progress in the class, and it helps her get the word out that she is a phenomenal instructor.
Right.
Please create things after her class, and or just give her a shout out on your page that you went through her class and it was phenomenal. Absolutely love that. So, yes, remember, she said that it's going away on Wednesday, the
Mhm.
97
11:59. Yes.
at
Yes. Yes.
11:59. Is that Easter? Because I always get that.
Central.
Okay,
Central.
that's Central Time. Central Time, because here I am going at 12 o'clock. It is bump bump gone. I'm on the West Coast. You guys don't think about us.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
gonna be
Pacific
2 o'clock.
Standard Time.
It's gonna be
You should,
2 o'clock my
I'm just
time.
saying for
Mhm.
West Coast people, we really would like you guys to do it at 12 midnight Pacific Standard Time. We
Mm.
always get left out. 9 o'clock,
I mean,
we
I'm
gotta
gonna be up
scramble
at
into our
2.
computer for East.
I might be up at 2 o'clock, but I don't know if I'm gonna be up enough to say, okay, go back and change this price.
Okay. We really appreciate it. The West Coasters out here, we really appreciate it if you would.
I mean,
Um,
10 o'clock is still a good cutoff time. Just saying.
we do, West Coast because we're doing things. We had to take a nap. We had to deal with you East Coast people take a nap. And then, come on now, give us a break.
I love y'all. I do.
Appreciate you. Well, thank you again, Kelly. We really appreciate you. But now we
Thank
are going
y'all.
to get the GPT creator of GPT creation. Initially, he started off with amazing artwork, and we are super excited to have him here. This, Would I tell you the GPT that for Midjourney, it has had me in a rabbit hole since the moment I got it. And his other GPTs are phenomenally written. He everything, my workflow, all the things that I need to do, Adrian's GPTs do them, and they do them flawlessly. I don't have to. I can ask his GPTs to. I don't know. I think Adrian thinks outside the box. He's like, let me just throw this in the GPT just in case Regina may ask it to stand on its head and flip to the side and give her pinstripes. He puts that in his GPT because when I ask it to stand on its head, move to the side and give me pinstripes, the GPT gives me everything that I need. So, Adrian, we are so happy to have you here. And can you
Yes.
tell us about wait a minute, hold up. First off, can everybody give props to this camera and the
Right.
clarity that's going on here?
Say what now?
Right.
Oh
Hey, how
my
y'all doing?
God. The
Well,
camera is,
hello, sir. Hello.
Hey, hey now.
what kind of camera do you have?
Um, it's a camera.
Oh, see, he doesn't want to tell us. This is
Uh,
amazing.
uh,
All right,
It's a
go on.
it's a Sony camera. Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
Anyway, my name is Adrian Scott, and I build GPTs and a whole bunch of other stuff. I've been involved in AI, I guess maybe about 3 years now. Been involved in graphic design for maybe 15, almost actually a bit longer than that, almost about 20 years. And Well, the GPTs that I'm going to be showing tonight, here's the thing. I had 2 GPTs that I was going to sell because everybody pretty much knows that I do GPTs, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I gave away a GPT free, I think about a month ago. First of the year, I gave away a GPT that dealt with how to find your purpose. Okay. And if you guys have been on any of my lives or heard any of my conversations, my thought process for anything that I create is all about solving problems. Okay. So once I put that GPT out, there were some problems that I identified by people reaching back out to me. Okay. And let me just kind of segue into what that means. Okay. So one time I heard Denzel Washington say, and I don't know if it was Denzel or Les Brown, but it may have been Denzel getting it from Les Brown. And the question was this: where can you find the most talented people at? And the answer for that was the graveyard, because there's so many people who come here and they don't do that thing that they were supposed to do. They die and never fulfill their purpose. Okay. So I had 2 GPTs that I was actually going to put out into the market. I'm not sure if I was going to give them away. I think I was going to give these away, but I said, okay, in 2025, a couple of things that I want to do. I build GPTs. I have a community that gives a lot of information away about GPTs and AI, but there's other things that I do too. So I wanted to create some GPTs that dealt more with purpose and defining who you are, and then building a business or a life around discovering your purpose. Because right now, my life is unfolding the way that it is right now because I discovered what is called your Ikigai. Ikigai is it's a Japanese word, and what it means is that your reason for being. So it's the thing that you were put here to do that nobody else can do but you. So it's a process that you go through to define that. So it deals with 4 different things. One is what you're good at. It's what the world needs. It's what you can be paid for, and then at the same time, it's like, well, how can you monetize that, and how can you help people with it? And when you can nail those 4 things in, then you're serving inside of your purpose. And doing what people need, that's all about solving pain points. If you want to just narrow it down, that's what it's about. So how can I do what I'm here to do and be inside of my purpose? How can I get paid to do it? And how can I get up every morning where work doesn't even feel like a job anymore for the most part? And I think in the scripture, it talks about your gifts will make way for you. It's the thing that people will pay you to do that can't nobody else do. So on Tuesday, I have a class. So I was going to give the GPTs away, but here's what happens a lot of times. People get this stuff and they don't use it. They'll get it, they don't go through it, they don't apply it. And that's the main thing. So I said, instead of giving these GPTs away like I normally do, let me put something in place that can add in a layer of accountability. So instead of just giving the GPTs away, so on Tuesday, we're going to have a class and we're going to go through the GPTs as a class. And that way we'll have some accountability in place. We'll go through them, we'll fill them out. And then the class will take place inside of a private Facebook group. Now, the reason why we're doing the training inside of a private Facebook group is because everyone that's in the class will become your accountability person. That way we add a layer of accountability into what we do, and then we can work throughout the year on whatever it is that we come up with when we go through that class. We can work on that as a group throughout the year. And then it's a space, because I got a lot of other stuff that I like to share that won't fit inside of my other group. And then I can start blessing and pouring into this group with that kind of information. So that's what it's about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the camera off. I'm gonna do a quick run through and show you guys what you'll be getting. It's called a 332525 Level Up My Life workshop. And what that means is this: you're gonna get 3 GPTs, you're gonna get 3 workbooks to level up your life in 2025 for $25. That's it. All right? Because I want to see everybody come up. My goal with this is this. It's for all of us to go through this throughout 2025, and let's see what conversation we can have at the beginning of 2026 when we walk out our purpose. And let me show you guys what that means. So let me cut off the camera and let me share my screen right
Adrian,
quick.
can you send me the link really quickly as well so I can share
To
the link to your class?
Okay, yeah, I'll send it
Okay.
right quick. Let me cut this off and I get it right quick. All right, cool. All right. Let me grab that link right quick. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up right quick. You want me to send it to you, Talia, or just drop it in the chat?
You can drop it in the chat or send it either way. I'm gonna grab it and I'll
Okay.
share it on
I'll
Facebook
do
as
it.
well.
Okay, I just dropped it. I think that's it there. Okay, all right. Let me go and try to share my screen now so you guys can see what these GPTs are. That's not the one I want to share there. All right, let's go here. And let's do that. All right, cool. Is my screen showing now?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so let me jump around. So this is the that's the dream team. Let me see. Let me go into this other one. Let's go here. Did my screen, hold on, I need to share this other screen. Yeah, I know I'm like a toddler over here with this thing still, so give me 1 second.
You got this.
He ain't no Tyler.
I'm a toddler with this. All right, we're good. Can y'all see that?
Oh, now.
Can y'all see that? Now?
Yes.
All right, it's saying Ikiga Navigator. All right, cool. All right, so this is the Ikiga Navigator. This is TRM copy, so I can show the link to it, so that's cool. All right, so what we'll do is, so we're going to go through this, but I'm not going to do it live here. I'm going to have the GPT, I'm going to have the AI to go through it and to pretend to be a user so that you can see what we'll actually go through in that class. And if you guys sign up, this is what you'll get access to, okay? So it says I want to find my Ikigai, all right? And it's going to search its knowledge, and then I'm just going to throw something in there, okay? All right, so it says what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. That's your Ikigai. That's your reason for being. That's your purpose. So I'm just going to tell the GPT, I'm going to say, go through the process as a user, and I'm going to say, don't ask questions. All right. And I'll just let the AI run through the whole thing like that. And then we just kind of look at it right quick. And this is what we'll do live in that class so that you guys can see how powerful this is, okay? And then let me backtrack and go back. All right, so the way that this works is this. So this is a hypothetical fictitious person, and AI went through it, and it identified the example. It said, what do you love? It says, you love painting, writing, and helping others grow personally, okay? What are you good at? You excel at storytelling, public speaking, and creative problem solving. What the world needs more platforms for creative expression, mentorship for aspiring creators, and more stories that inspire connection. And then it says, what can you be paid for? And it says you could earn through freelance creative work, publishing books or art, and leading workshops or speaking engagement. So then the GPT will output a table and synthesize all of this. So it'll put all of this here, and it'll say, okay, what can you be paid for? And that's it. And it shows you right here, freelancing work, publishing. Then it'll ask some additional questions in here as well. And it says, based on this, your Ikigai might be running a creative coaching business or a creative platform to support storytelling and artists. So now you're looking at trying to create a business around your passion, that thing that you're really good at, that people will pay you for, okay? And then you can ask some additional questions. I want to show you one other thing too. So if you guys are unfamiliar with that whole concept of Ikigai, then I've also added in another conversation starter here with tons of training data on the back end that you can ask all types of questions in here with this GPT. So not only will you be able to go through the GPT and discover what your unique purpose is, you can also use the GPT and ask a lot of questions about this too, especially if you're not familiar with this entire concept, all right? So then from there, you want to take what you're good at into your branding. You want to start building a brand or a business around what it is that you're good at. So this is where this GPT here comes in at. It's called Distinctly You, and that's why I called it that. So this GPT here, and I'll let the AI run through it so that you can see what it does. This GPT here will completely nail in your brand. When I say nail in your brand, it will nail your entire brand in. Elevator pitch, if you don't have a name for your business, if you're just starting out, you're struggling with that, then this GPT will do that. So let me do this. I'm gonna go back. Let's do this here. So I'm gonna say, I'll do it like this here. I'm going to go ahead and ask it to create a brand identity. So I'm not going to go through this because we'll go through this live in that class, okay? So I'm going to say, I'm I'm going to say go through. I should have copied and pasted that from the last one. As a user, no need to ask questions. All right. So I'm just going to have to go through the entire process so you guys can see what you will get out of this GPT when you go through it, okay? And let me finish letting it do what it's doing, and then I'll kind of go back and do a recap of what comes out of this, okay? All right. All right, so now that it's finished, so ideally, we'll go through all of this step by step, okay? So here's what happened here. The first thing the GPT asks is, let me scroll back up, okay? So it asks for your business overview. And it says, and the GPT gave a hypothetical situation. It says, let's assume that you have a business that provides eco-friendly lifestyle products targeting environmentally conscious individuals. Now, you would have got this information from that first GPT that's dealing with your purpose. And you can bring that right over into this GPT here and use it in here, okay? And then the GPT, you'll go through it, and then it'll tell you, okay, products and services. This is the type of products and services that you may possibly offer in your business, or you could offer in your business. It'll talk about your target audience. It's going to go into your core values. It's going to help you identify your tone and your style. It's also going to work on what is called your brand differentiation. You'll want to work on that because that's what makes your brand stand out in the market, especially when you're building a brand around you, because nobody else can imitate or mimic you. All right. So you don't have to worry about that if you're building brand you. All right. And then the next one is going to talk about key themes. Okay. If you do not have a name for your business, or you're just starting out, or you're looking at rebranding, this GPT will give you names, taglines, and your elevator pitch. You'll get all of that out of this. So it gave some hypothetical names here: Green Forward, a nod to progressive sustainability, EcoSphere, and all of this is related to the information that it gathered at the first part of the conversation. Okay. And then it gave some names right here: Sustainable, Birdie Vibe, Thrive Eco. And then you can just keep going back and forth with the GPT if you don't like what it's giving you here. And then it gives you some more taglines here, suggested taglines that you can go with right here: Sustainability meets style, eco-friendly living made simple. So it'll give you all of that. And then it'll give you your elevator pitch. We empower environmentally conscious individuals to embrace sustainability, living with stylish, functional products designed to make a difference. Together, we are shaping a greener future. And that's a fire elevator pitch based on what the information that it gathered up here. All right, and then it's going to give you your branding package here. So you got your business name, you got your tagline, you have your elevator pitch, which it told you was above, and then you got your core values, and then it gives you your mission statement as well. Your mission statement is different than your tagline. This is the foundation of your business, your mission statement. This is what you stand for in your business. Everything that you create in your business, your SOP, your branding, your materials will all have to encapsulate what your mission is in the market, okay? And if you're building a business around you, then it should be easy to try to develop this content and this material around that, okay? So based on this particular business, this hypothetical business, it said that the core values were sustainability, innovation, community engagement. The mission statement was to make sustainable living accessible and stylish, empowering individuals to make a positive impact on the planet, so on and so forth. Then it gave the tone and voice. It gave a visual style guide. So it'll give you that color too, your colors, your topography, and your imagery. These are the things that you can start working on when you're trying to create your branding materials for your brand. It's giving you everything that you need. This is a complete branding kit here, okay? And then it says it'll give you a customer persona, eco-conscious millennials and Gen Z urban professionals, okay? And then these are platform specific taglines or blurbs, basically. So for Instagram, it gives you, this is what you will put on your Instagram: stylish sustainability for everyday living, and join the EcoSpirit, and it gave little hashtags. It gives you for Twitter or X, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook. It gives you all of that. And then it gives you some suggested ideas for content, like tips for sustainable living, showcasing products, benefits, and usages, and so on and so forth. So basically, when you go through this, doing this workshop, or you'll have, once you join or you sign up for this here, don't worry, you will have access to these GPTs to start off. And then I have some other GPTs that I'm going to include in that I've already given away free. But I don't think people really saw the value in those. But I think if I put them in here, they'll be of greater value. I have another GPT that's called, I think it's called Total Life or something like that. And it's all about a conversation you can have with the GPT dealing with issues that you're dealing with. So I'm gonna probably put that in there along with some others, okay? And then once it does that, I'm going to say, let me know if you like adjustments to this brand package or for refinement. And I'm going to say, give me output. And normally if you go through this, it'll give you the output in Canva. And then we'll open it up in Canva like that. And what Canva does, it allows you to go in, you'll get this nice little layout of your brand package that you can convert to a PDF or a doc or something like that. And if you don't like what it has here, if you guys know, if you're not familiar with Canva, Canva allows you to go in and edit inside of ChatGPT on the fly, and you can make suggestions for changes. So if there's something in here that you don't like, once you get your brand package nailed in, then you can actually go in here in Canva and you can go in and actually modify it and change it. All right. So in the last GPT that you'll get, and I probably won't go through that one because a lot of people have already seen that, but there's a version 2 that I'm giving away with this class. For some reason, that Zoom bar is in the way. Let me move it out the way. All right. So the last one we'll get, and a lot of you guys have already saw that, and this is the Level Up My Life 2005 Vision Planner GPT. Okay, I gave this GPT out first, but I realized giving this GPT out first, I should have done the other 2 first and then led into this one, okay? Because once you get those 2 other aspects of your life nailed in, now you want to create an entire vision plan or strategy for the entire year around that. And that's what this particular GPT here is designed to do. You go ahead and nail in your purpose. You lock that in. You go ahead and nail in your branding identity. And now this GPT right here, and I'll say go through the entire process as a user. I should have said without asking questions, but it might be all right. Okay, it's going through it on its own. So let me let it finish doing what it's doing, then we'll backtrack over. All right. Okay, we'll close this out. Then we need to backtrack because when you go through this is the last part of it. This will be your entire plan, but I want to show you where this information came from, okay? Because this would be your yearly breakdown of what you would do throughout the year when you use this GPT. This is the final output, okay? All right, so let me show you where this information came because this is 2025 action plan for this hypothetical person named Alex, okay? And that's everything. These are your quarterly goals, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It gives you your key strategies and it gives you your milestones in here, resources and tips, your wellness plan, because this person probably was dealing with some stuff with wellness, habits and stuff like that for this fictitious person. So let me close this out and then we'll backtrack, okay? So the first thing it did, it'll ask you, what is your name? It'll walk you through all of that. And what you'll do is you'll go through and you'll answer all of these questions dealing with these big areas of life, like your vision and your goals, current skills and strengths, areas. These are the areas you want to grow in, your challenges and obstacles, motivation and values, lifestyle and routines, your support network, who's around you that's going to support you when you're doing this stuff. That's important. Health and well-being, your financial and career aspirations. Then it'll give you a recap. And once you go through all of that, then it will give you your action plan, okay? This is where you answer the questions. And then once you finish answering the questions, it will give you a comprehensive strategy. Now, this is your plan. So these are the things that you want to do first quarter. So this is January to March, April to June, July to September, October to December. And you can map that out. And then you can actually go in and then it will give you, and I'll say map out, let's do this here. I'm going to close this out and I'll say, give me first quarter, quarter 1 plan. And then you can start taking those quarterly objectives and you can start breaking them down into key areas that you can input inside of your planners and different stuff like that. Okay. So the way that it works is basically you're going to go through the define your purpose, You're going to lay out your brand. And then from there, you guys will have access to this GPT. And all these GPTs will be available in the group when you sign up. So you're going to get access to the GPTs. Oh, and you get workbooks. I forgot to show you guys that. So you're going to get 3 workbooks too. So everything that I'm talking about right now, to make it even more simpler than that, you'll get the 3 GPTs. You're going to get the 3 workbooks. You're going to get access to the private community that comes along with that, so you can have that support that you need as you go through that. So you're going to get all of this for it's a 3-3-25-25, 3 GPTs, 3 workbooks, $25 to level up your life in 2025. And that's Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll actually go through these live in that workshop so that you can actually answer all of these questions and just nail that stuff in. So that's pretty much it for what I got. Let's do some questions.
Oh, that was phenomenal. I was actually sitting here thinking about how everyone is trying to go through and do their vision boards, but this is so, it has more layers to it to allow you to actually move just past that one little small vision board, but for the whole entire year, how to level up your life and all
Mm-hmm.
the things. Because people make vision boards and they don't even know why they're making a vision board or how to implement the vision board. But having this to help level up your life, to find your purpose, to know the thing that you need to do will help you move forward throughout the year. And being a part of this group and you have all of these accountability partners within this group
Right.
is going to be the thing that's going to help propel you forward. Lula, yes. Can you have a question?
Yes, Adrian, this looks wonderful, but it also looks kind of intense. So, what is the time span of the class? Because it looks like you will be covering an awful lot of grounds here. So, how long can we expect? I just signed up, by the way, but how long can we expect the class to run?
No, it's pretty easy. The longer part would take place with what we'll do throughout that year. So we can go through both of those core GPTs within that 2 hour to hour and a half time frame. So we're going to take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we're going to go through those 2 core GPTs, and we'll nail that in. Okay. Now, that third GPT, that's not something that you need to do on a live session, because you need to really think about that before you fill that out. So you'll have access to that. And then we'll have some benchmarks and some accountability sessions inside of the group and some time frames that once you go through that, you'll be able to chime back in with the group and get feedback on what you come up with. And not only myself, but then you'll also have, because there's a lot of other people we have a ton of people that has a lot of experience already in the group. And I don't want this to really be my group more than anything else. I want this to be an accountability space for all of us to hold each other accountable. So once you go through that third GPT on your own, then you'll have an accountability group of people in the group that you can, ask those questions to. But to nail in your question, it'll take about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours to go through those first 2 GPTs. And then everything else that we'll be doing will be throughout that year. So this is not just a one-time class that you're signing up to. You're signing up for an experience, okay? And I had to put a price to it instead of giving it away, because this way, if everybody does it together, I know that they'll do it, and then we'll have accountability in place more than anything else, okay? And that's the reason why I'm charging the price that I'm charging for it. And then there's a ton of other information that I have access to that I can't really share in my AI group because it doesn't fit that brand. But I'll be able to dump a lot of that information over into this group, because this group here serves another purpose. But here's the thing. I'm still inside of my IT guy because I work in AI. I build GPT. So you guys will be getting a ton of information in that group dealing with like stuff that I build that's built with AI that works toward the purpose of that group. So it still all works the same. I hope that makes sense what I just said.
It did, and you actually cleared it up, because I was thinking it was, a lot of classes we take, and I don't want to say one and done, but it basically is one and done. From that point, you go on and you apply it that you choose. But this is going to be ongoing throughout the year. It's not just I'm taking this one class. No, I'm joining a group that is going to be participating, doing different things, you say accountability for each other. So we're growing throughout the entire year within this group. Is that right?
Right. And it needs to cost something. People have a
Oh,
tendency of
no,
not appreciating
listen,
what they get. What I'm saying is people don't appreciate what they get for free. And if I
exactly.
would have, and if I would have gave
I
these
agree.
away for free, there's a minimum price. But the big picture here is not the cost of the class. The big
Oh, no.
picture here is what we'll be doing throughout that year. And if I just give it away, people will get these GPTs. I can monitor how many people use my GPTs when you build them. So you have benchmarks. So I know who uses GPTs and who don't. With this right here, we'll have some accountability in place as we go through this throughout the year for the most part. And like I said, and this is not in any way interfering with anything that anybody else is doing. This has nothing to do with vision board and none of that stuff like that. This is something entirely different. As a matter of fact, you can take the content that you create inside of your vision board sessions and you can bring that into this. This is just an enhancement or an addition to that, not a replacement for that.
I love this. I'm really loving this, and I'm glad that I was on tonight to hear you explain it, because when I was looking at the name, I was confused about, okay, how did he get the name? What is this about? So thank you for the whole concept, and I'm ready for it.
All right, thank you.
Ready
Yes,
for it.
replays too. Ton of videos, ton of books, stuff like that. We're
Okay.
going to be dumping a ton of stuff in there. Books, videos. It'll be a lot of stuff in that group. Once we get the class out of the way Tuesday, then I'll start dumping stuff in that group. And if you guys are in my other group, you know I dump a lot of valuable information, so you don't have to worry about that. You guys know that. So don't worry about getting quality content. I'm going to drop some stuff in there that you don't really see anywhere else in that group. And you have to pay for the class to even have access to that group. So there's no freebies in there for the most part.
Look, this is a little off subject, but I don't know what part of the country you're in. But for those of us who from New York City, you remind me of the the famous DJ Frankie Crocker. So I don't know if you got a chance to see that in the news. I'm like, oh my God, we got
No.
Frankie Crocker.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Very smooth, wonderful DJ. If you ever get a chance to look him up, look him up.
Oh, look. Okay, I will. Send me that,
Frankie
drop that in the
Crocker.
chat too, so I can remember that name. Because if you say me to do that, I want to do it. I want to make my word good on that. So I'm gonna look up and see who that
Okay.
is. Since you say I'll remind you of him.
You won't be disappointed.
I won't be disappointed. Okay. So that's a good thing, huh? Okay. All right. Good thing. All right.
That's a good thing.
All right. Good.
Right.
Good. Okay.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
that's my class. All right. Appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to showcase this on your platform too. Love what you guys are doing with TRM and stuff like that. Number of support. And I'm already streaming this in my group too.
Oh, thank you so much. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
already.
much. We
I'm already streaming.
appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm
We
about.
appreciate that.
Okay. All right.
I think you have two more questions. One, Martine, is this you telling everybody that the wheel is closing?
Yeah, the wheel is closing, and I had one tiny question for Adrian, because it's something I wanted to just share just a little bit. You've got
Okay.
3 GPTs. I've purchased some GPTs from you, and I understand how powerful they are. Why aren't you putting all this information in one powerhouse GPT? Why is there value in having separate GPTs?
Overwhelm, information overwhelm, just research. You guys know I've put a lot of GPTs out like that. Information overload. If you put too much in a GPT, people won't use it. Now, the GPTs that I created, like, you know, the ones I created that do branding and stuff like that, people will use that. But if you put too much in a GPT, it's too much overwhelm. And sometimes you have to simplify it. And having 3 different GPTs like this here, it makes it easier for me to write the instructions. I can do a better job on instructions. It's quicker to write them like this right here. And you get more value out of the GPTs when it's like that. So that's the reason behind that.
Thanks, Adrian. I hope you guys took notes. He just gave 3 very good tips when you're writing GPTs. I think there's a desire to make the GPT chat GPT, and we're actually going the opposite direction. So those GPT creators, and those are in the background. Y'all in these inboxes. I'm scared. Adrian just gave you some great tips. He's a phenomenal GPT writer. Focus, simplify, get it down to one action, okay?
All right.
Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
TJ, you had your hand up as well.
Yes, I just had a question. Well, I have purchased one of your GPTs. I purchased it because it was on sale. I know it's powerful. I haven't done anything with it because I think it was too much for me at the time. I wasn't ready for it. But with this class, I was wondering, does it take you from, okay, from someone who has probably never ever been in this field, like say me, I'm just a production operator,
Mhm.
to can it give you steps to transition or into something that you've never done before? I guess that's my question. Like, um, a lot of times I feel lost, even still, with going from the production job to a creative part, a creative, a whatever I'm doing in this platform. I still get lost in it.
Okay.
Um, and I start stuff, I don't finish. I have so much unfinished stuff. And because I don't know, I'm always lost. I guess it's that moving on to the next thing, but never that year of completion that I haven't completed anything yet. Um, so I'm wondering, will this teach you or give you steps on how to, or do you have a GPT that will give you steps on how to transition yourself from one place to another?
Okay, I'm gonna be just really short. But that's probably beyond the time frame that I will have on this live. But
Okay.
the thing is about that, that's the entire purpose of that first GPT. That's what it's designed to do. When you discover who you are, the rest is easy. Oftentimes, here's the thing. Oftentimes, the things that you're supposed to do, you minimize it because you don't realize you got a gift in that area. Other people will tell you you're really good at this here, but you don't really see the monetary value in that because you don't really know what your calling is. And oftentimes, it's that one thing that you think is nothing is the very thing that you're supposed to do more than anything else.
Yes.
And the thing
I
about your
always say it's nothing. People compliment me a lot of things on the things that I do, and I minimize so much of the stuff that I do to nothing.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. You once you go through that first GPT, and it's really about finding that thing. You got to find your reason for being. And that's the thing. And then once you find your reason for being, the next step is like, how can I build a monetization strategy around this? And then the bigger reason is this: how can I serve the world with my gift? And that's it. Because it's not just about you. You're here to be a servant and to give back. And when you can find that thing that you're supposed to do, and then you can build a business around that, and then you can monetize your gift, trust me, your gifts will make way for you. You'll get up every morning and you want to do what you do because it no longer seems like work. I've had great jobs, but I hated them. I mean, I hated them. They paid me well, but I dreaded getting up. It was like the rat race. I hated it, literally hated it. And at a certain point, it's not even about the money. It's about purpose and fulfillment. It's about leaving something here. It's the rent that you pay for being here. Manifesting your gift and pulling your gift out is the rent that you pay for being here. And it's your responsibility to give that gift back to the world. So you got to find it. And then you got to find a way to transition into it. So even if you're on a job, you don't have to necessarily leave. I'm not telling nobody to quit your job. That's crazy. Don't do that. But find a way to start transitioning into your purpose and monetize your purpose. I don't want nobody saying I told somebody to quit their job. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find your purpose and then steal away from your job. That's what it's called. Steal away from make your job your side hustle and make your
Mhm.
business your business. Your job should be your side hustle and not your main hustle, is what I'm saying. But anyway, let me get off here. I'm gonna start preaching on these folks live and stuff. And you got some other folks that are trying to come up behind me. I hope
Hey,
William
let
cut
me
his
tell
camera.
you
I hope
something.
William
You
cut his
you you
camera on
you
tonight.
keep preaching, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
preach.
Because
Gotta
sometimes
preach.
people need that. You keep doing what you're doing, honestly. A lot of times people don't hear it and they need to hear it. So don't rush now. But if you're ready to go, you're welcome to go. But don't think that we're
No,
trying to
no, I'm just,
push you
I'm
to
just,
the
I'm just,
side so we
no, I'm
can
just respecting
do other
y'all's space.
things. But this is very, very much needed at this time. There are a lot of people who feel the same way that TJ feels. And I do believe that what you've put together here in the class, as well as the group for accountability, is what is needed right now
Right,
because a lot of people are stagnant. They
right,
have the gifts, they have the talent to do the things, but it's the holding themselves accountable. It's the completion. It's the consistency that is holding them back from their purpose. So glad you were able to bring that to light tonight. So for
Okay.
those of you who are feeling like that and having those thoughts, this probably is the best $25 that you can invest into yourself in this moment.
All right.
So
Appreciate it.
thank you,
Appreciate it.
Adrienne.
Thanks,
All
It's
right.
always
Thank
a
you
Adrienne.
too.
pleasure.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Adrienne. Stephanie, you had a quick question?
Yeah, I just want to say I completely agree, about the purpose thing. I was just talking about that a little bit earlier. How you start off in your creativity and then you end up, going to something else that just takes you out of your joy point um and you end up doing something for years that is not you're not supposed to be doing that. That's why it's not working. And once you know your joy point, then you're able to be productive in that thing, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. So I just believe that that first GPT alone is worth the $25 if you don't do nothing else. That first GPT is worth it. And I had never heard of that concept. So I'm really, really excited to dig into that. But it will also help us, TJ, to stop buying things that don't resonate with us once we know our purpose.
Completely agree. So if you guys don't know that all these GPTs on this show kind of interact with one another, right? So Stephanie is talking about your budgeting. Adrian is talking about your purpose. And Aisha's GPT, if you want to have a job or find a job, you're able to get said job by using her GPT. So all of these GPTs work with one another. That is the thing that we kind of noticed as TRM. We were like, wow, these GPTs all work with one another. This is amazing. So we'd like to thank everyone that came before Adrian and Adrian for all of this information. Like Talia said, this is the best $25 that you will ever spend, because you have accountability partners within this group. You're able to find your purpose and move forward. So we're super excited. Thank you so much, Adrian, for creating this group and these GPTs and this class. And now we are going to move on to our steady and strong tailor made. This is her GPT. These are images from her GPT. As you guys know, I told you that Patchwork is down, but I sent a message over to the devs about it, and I saw what was wrong. I was, Adrian, you don't know I can read code. I can't write it, but I can read it real well. Uh, um, and to let them know that Patchwork is down and what the issue is. I sent them a screenshot of that. Her GPT is really about storytelling, and I really, really wanted to use it within Patchwork so you guys can see its complete capability. But unfortunately, Taylor, Patchwork is down. So we're super excited for you to tell everybody about this GPT and how it works. And if you could do that for us, we'd be grateful. So, Taylor, welcome to the show, and let's go over your GPT.
Hi, y'all. Thanks, y'all, for having me. Regina, Talia, Martine, thank y'all for having me every week. I so appreciate it. I so appreciate it. Today's GPT is called Scarlet's Love of Power. This is actually part 2. The first part is actually Lady in Red, and Amora and her King is part 2. The funny thing about how this GPT came to be is when I finished Lady in Red, I sent it to y'all. I sent it to William. William was the first person I sent it to. Like, oh, check this out. She cute, right? So he playing with it, and he's just like, oh my God, oh my God. And then he put a twist on it, and then he starts sending. And when I saw those images, I nearly fell on the floor. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's what you asked it for. He was like, yeah. He was like, now make the GPT. So I just went ahead and made the GPT. But yeah, Scarlet is part two. That and might as well say, I was in my feelings when I did Lady in Red. So Scarlet, I was still in my feelings, so it was easy for me to do that one. So yeah, that's the story of that.
Well, I loved it. It was fun to work with. And I know that Talia has created some things with it. So we just kind of want you to see what she's done. So, Miss Morris, I am going to put up your down camera. I don't see your light. Oh, there it is. Their down camera so we can see what you've done.
Well, honestly, today I was on a notebook binge, right? We thought we were going to be doing patchwork, so it was something I had to throw together at the last second here. But the images that come from this GPT are amazing. Let me try to move this light a little bit. It's glare because it's shiny.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I created a notebook with your GPT. Um, And you were saying Scarlet, but it's Amara, wasn't it? Amara and
Yeah,
her king.
yeah. Her name is Amora.
Hmm.
His name is
Amara.
okay. Like it's a
Okay,
whole
gotcha.
story behind here. You can get the story from the GPT. It's a whole story. Like they have a whole story. But yeah, her name
Yeah.
is Amora. I asked Chat to give it a name because I couldn't think, and it just named it. It named it that, but
Of
said it was
course, of
I was
course.
like, okay,
So
I
this is
love
what
that.
I did today. All notebooks. I made all notebooks today. So just a plain notebook, lined notebook, and I also put an acetate sheet on top. It is on glossy paper, but I like to cover with an acetate sheet if I do not laminate, and I didn't laminate. So I covered with the acetate sheet to protect it. I hope you
Mm,
guys can see this good. The weather is horrible here right now. It's thundering and everything. But yeah. So that's what I did with Amira and her king riding off
I
into the
like
sunset.
I
I love
like that.
you did a great
I'm a,
job. Yeah, we can
I'm
see a
gonna tell
picture.
you guys something really quick about this GPT. So this GPT, um, it asks you because I asked Chat like I want to do some things that I don't normally do, like outside the box. So, um, it these options that you can these options here, you have the option to make an interactive story. You have the option to make an app with it. Like you can make a whole app out of it. Um, you can make mini games out of it. And interactive ads. So I was gonna try to do it myself, but I got so frustrated with the process that I was just like, you know what, forget it. But I didn't give up on it. I am now going to Fiverr to get a interactive story done for Amara. I had already did the video. I had already did a video. I don't know if you guys had saw it, but I did get a lot of good reviews on the video. I used the images from Amara and her king, and I ran them images in clean, and yeah. So this GPT, this one and Amora, I love making those. Those were fun, and I think I more so liked it because of the different things that you can do with it. I was just trying to broaden my horizon and you know trying to stretch it to the limits to see just different ways that you can monetize with the GPTs, and hopefully people can be like, okay, we got all these images, what can we do with them? Okay, well, this will for sure my GPTs give you ideas on what you can do with them. So yeah, that's that.
Well, thank you, Taylor. The thing that I loved about the GPT is the interactive story and the storytelling and the different options that it gives you for the storytelling. And that is why I think it was perfect for patchwork. but we can't get it in. So I am going to show you some of the images that I created in her GPT. These are the Chat GPT images that I just absolutely I love the horse and the gallantry and the lines and the flowers. Um, the GPT is perfect for storytelling, like the gentleman that comes up on the horse who meets his beautiful queen and he whisks her off into the sunset. I can see all of that being done with patchwork. I can't wait to play inside a patchwork with it. Um, and the idea that she has it broken down to each simple section, which will help with the imagery and all of the and working with patchwork is perfect. It's a perfect complement for patchwork with this GPT. I don't know if you guys have been in Midjourney, but I've sent message after message after message that it's time for them to come off of vacation because the hands are handing and the legs are legging all in Midjourney. So, but it is not it's their GPTs, or it's because Midjourney, we don't have any developers on right now. They're on vacation. But as you can see, these are the translations from her. I love this one. This was like the half face. It's a great look for me. And how the translations for the prompts are coming through. And then they have the one with the name. This one is really beautiful. But so let's talk about what you need to do. And I didn't do this. If this starts to happen, if you start seeing issues with Midjourney, you need to report the image, of which I did. And then you can always go into the editor, the regular editor, write a prompt that it says that I need the horse's head right here. I would erase and ask for the horse's head and to bring the horse's head in. So it is not the prompt, it is Midjourney itself going through its transition, and they're probably trying to take us all out of that amazing relaxathon. It's probably going to be gone. I'm telling you guys, the relaxathon will probably be gone by Wednesday. So if you have not rendered 50 million images in Midjourney, you should go ahead and do so right now. But Taylor, thank you so much for this GPT and everything that you have done with it. We really appreciate rendering with the GPT and the thought process that you put in it for storytelling, because this is perfect for those who want to write a book and have a storybook of imagery as well. You can place those on KDP, you can place that on Audible. All of those things are you're able to do with this GPT. Because it creates a storyline, you can change the color combination, you can change the theme. I just chose that theme, but there's a number of themes within this GPT that Taylor has created. It is an amazing GPT to work with. Um, for you writers, you can write in the GPT, and because she has these all set up, maybe if you have a story, you can upload said story, and then the GPT can create the characters within the GPT as well. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did that. I don't know. So go on ahead and create with this GPT. Like Talia did, she created a beautiful notebook. She is really like she's notebook crazy. Today she has some amazing notebooks that she created with these GPTs. So we're super excited to work with it. So once again, Taylor, thank you so much. We really appreciate everything that you have done as far as every single week coming up with amazing GPTs and the ability for people to create things. Like right now you're going into this fantasy creation, and I'm sure that this is something brand new, so we're super excited.
As soon as I get the interactive story done, I'm gonna make sure I shoot it over there, y'all.
Oh,
This
that's
is gonna be
awesome.
great.
That's awesome.
This is
That's
gonna be
amazing.
great.
All right.
Thank you
Huh.
guys for having me. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right. So, as you guys know, Mr. William McCraney, I think this week, William, I think you stepped up your game. You said, I'm a photographer and I'm going to show everybody what a proper prompt for photography looks like in a GPT. It the images that came out of this GPT are so nostalgic and beautiful. The angles are amazing. Martine did some amazing things that, I kind of stayed within a certain parameter for my imagery, but she went out on the fringes and then took me out on the fringes, and it still did an amazing job. So, William, can you tell us a little bit about this GPT?
Yes, I can. With this GPT, what I was trying to do is go back into the vintage. I was going back to 1950s with this one. And if you go back and you look at some of the older movies, I don't know if y'all look at some of the older movies, but anyway, if you do, you'll see it doesn't represent us. The older movies doesn't represent us. So that's what I was trying to do with this. And not only that, the wholesomeness of the imagery with this one, the cleanliness of it, the purity of it, it just really, came off as a really good GPT. Now, what I had to do, a couple of things I had to do with this GPT so it could do exactly what I wanted to. I had to actually use the knowledge part. When I did the knowledge part, what I had to do was I had to actually go back in Chat GPT and then just tell it, hey, act like you're the best photographer in the world. You have over 20 years of experience. Let me know about everything with dealing with the lighting, posing. I mean, I went from A to Z with it. So once it wrote that out for me, I put that in the PDF. When I put that in PDF, I uploaded it as a language. That's how I was able to get those type of imageries with that. Not only that, I went for a certain type of look, was cinematic. So you'll see a lot of different coloring, soft, and not only that, when I went 50 cinematic, it kind of emulate what it would look like, the for if it was on TV or something like that, what it would look in color. We know in the 1950s they pretty much had black and white. I don't think the color came out until like the 70s. But that's basically what I wanted to do with this GPT. So the imageries are really good. I just got a quick question. Oh yeah, also too with this, you have prompt variations, animations, greeting card messages, and more poses with this. And not only that, with the animations, I would like to show my screen to show you one of the animations. Can I do that?
William, you don't even have to ask. Just go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and
Oh,
show.
okay then. Well, I'm going to share my screen then. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Okay.
Yeah,
Do you actually see the lady with the polka dot dress on sitting on the car?
we do.
Yes.
Oh, okay then. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hit this play button if I can. So that's what I really like about this GPT is that it'll give you the motions. Now you don't have to always use the motions that it give you. You probably want to use something that matches the scenery. But I told the GPT to match the scenery when it basically comes up. So it's going to try to match it. So this GPT was really a great one. I got three other ones that's similar to this. I got a Valentine's Day one, and that one right there I think is off the chain. But that's basically on that what I have. I did bump my head again, so it's 75% off. And not only that, I'm starting a Patreon store, and that Patreon store because I create a lot of things. I create a lot of images, and I've been creating videos. So I started a Patreon store to just put those extra things so they just won't sit on my hard drive in case anybody want to start get started on something like this. It's pretty much easy to do. It's going to be $5 a month. You just get what you want, and that's it. I'm not trying to get rich off it. I'm just trying to do something with all this extra work I have because I'm just letting it sit. I want to iterate on something that Adrian said. You know, for me, I haven't in a lot of cases. Yes, I had the same thing, but I had it as a younger age, and with starting something, getting doing it, don't worry about what people said. But when I went into the Marine Corps, it kind of changed a lot. They kind of broke me down and built me back up. I just want to say this: you have to find yourself a secret weapon. Okay, I'm gonna give you a key what you can use for your secret weapon. Hey, if they're gonna laugh, if you fear of them or afraid of people laughing at what they're gonna think, well, just give them something to laugh about. Give them give them something to act, to criticize. Give them something. Let them do it. You got to bring it out. It's a reason why it's there. It don't belong inside of you. It's gotta come out. If you don't allow it to come out, you'll go down years and years and years down your life, and then you'll realize, hey, that I had in my mind, I didn't do it. And that right there is a sad feeling that you have. So let it come out. Don't care about if you think a person gonna laugh about, give them something to laugh about. That's basically it. And thank you for giving me that time.
Oh, you are so welcome, William. It I think that all of us really need to listen to the words that he just said because it really resonates with all of us that are on here. And I'm truly appreciative every single week that you come on and you show us what you do and how you step up your game every single week. William, that was absolutely wonderful. Um, Talia, I am going to show your down camera. There's so many people on here that I'm losing track of your down camera right now.
Let me
Uh,
let me raise my hand. No, I'll pin
no, you have been it. Okay.
it. So,
So,
with January having so many of the Founders Day for the sororities, I decided to make notebooks in those colors. So, the first one is pink and green. The second one, we have our crimson and cream.
And the Bobby socks with the heels come through.
And the Bobby socks. You see them, right?
Bobby
You see
socks with
'em?
the heels.
Wow, those look really nice.
We have our blue and white for Martine,
Yeah,
our resident Zeta,
yeah.
and we have our blue and gold for those Sigma Gamma Rho ladies, the poodles. So I just made notebooks with them all. Um, I had a lot of leftover notebooks. And those were the ones that had like the 33 holes instead of the ones that match my spiral binding machine. So I cut them down. So this is a 7 by 10. So it's a little bite-sized notebook. So yeah,
you cut them
don't think
down.
that you gotta. I cut the holes off, huh? I sure
Oh,
did.
man.
Cut
Oh,
them down.
A lot of your Divine Nine fraternities and sororities will be releasing their lines in the spring.
Hmm.
So this is the perfect time to market to those audiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the
Right now is the
retro
time.
is trending.
Sure
Retro is
is.
trending.
Everybody wants a simpler time. Even with all the AI and tech, everybody wants a simpler time.
Absolutely. Let me show them to y'all once again. They super cute now. They is cute, girl.
It's the
Oh
Bobby
yeah,
socks for me.
It's them Bobby socks, baby.
these are off the chain. Thank you. You did a
So
wonderful
yeah,
job.
don't just thank you, William. Don't just be letting them notebooks sit there. You got to do something with them. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something with them. cut them holes off and punch you some new holes. That's what I did. I made it a tad bit smaller. It was like a 8 by 10.5 or something like that. So now this is a 7 by 10 and smaller and more compact. It fit right in your purse, honey. Just want to let y'all know. Use that stuff. Use it.
Girl, I think that is amazing.
Victoria,
Oh,
you close to me. I'll get this to you, honey. I'll get it to you. You want the pink and green one? I'll get it to you.
every single time you are so always outstanding as far as coming up with different concepts, Talia. I think that is amazing. Um, wow. You just said, you know what? I'm gonna just chop that off and just redesign and do it my way. I love that.
Hey, it's what I do. It's what I do.
I
I
really,
let nothing go to waste.
they're super cute. Super, super cute. All right. So
You're not good.
let me go into Williams GPT and show you all the greatness that happened over on they went sorority, I just went cinematic. Because I really love how beautiful his images were on ChatGPT. Like they came out so beautiful, like the 16 by 9 imagery that you did, William, on here, the soft glow that is on the images, the beauty that you get with these images is absolutely phenomenal.
That is gorgeous.
I mean, from hairstyles and texture to just how they centralize the character, all of that is absolutely beautiful. And you guys know I test the limits of Williams GPT. He starts with one concept, and then I come in and put other concepts in. But baby, are her
Well,
hips hipping on this
come
one?
on, hips. Come on,
Come on,
bombshell. Let's go.
come on now. Just her hips are hipping on that. I absolutely love it. And then the softness of the imagery, just a softer, simpler time. And it made every woman of every race and style look absolutely gorgeous. And then look at her. She was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna wear my fro and I'm gonna be out and have a picnic all by myself with my record player." Absolutely love that. And she's bombshell beautiful for my beautiful plus size curvy Hispanic women. This is a beautiful
Ooh.
image. Just absolutely gorgeous, William. Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And for some reason, ChatGPT decided to give us two jukeboxes because I think she wanted to dance. For this, just erase it and keep on going. It just and then I love look how beautiful that is. The close up shot of that is absolutely amazing. But the
Wow.
transition between I did a lot of images of this. I had so much fun playing with this in different sizes, different aspect ratios. Then I went to the 16, actually this is 3 by 4
Wow. That's nice.
aspect ratio to see how it moved and changed the imagery. I wanted to really play with this GPT to get all of the images that I possibly could from the GPT. Just have fun with this GPT. I love that's one of my favorite images, William. I
That
love
is
that.
that is really nice. Wow.
It's a beautiful image. It is
Yes.
absolutely a beautiful image.
Yeah, these photorealistic ones are gorgeous.
And then just playing with, and some of these I brought the image from the GPT in as a reference, a style reference, to see what it did with that. And then this is where Martine took me out to the fringes. She decided to do some things with chaos, moving chaos all the way to 100 and giving 1,000 style, 1,000 for style. And it just gave you don't get these type of images. Like you see how beautiful and ethereal these images are. You don't get these type of images unless you go to the fringes. Sometimes with some of the GPTs and
Ooh.
some of the images, take it, don't be a little bit of, go all the way to the end and see what it'll give you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I wanted to show you guys that because this one did not work on the fringes, but the rest of them did. Look at that, the
Oh,
cinematic.
wow.
You use this as a style reference to get whatever you want. I just absolutely loved working with your GPT.
Mhm. Oh, thank you. Also, too, a lot of the with this GPT, I try to use some prompts in my in the part where you can choose the oh my goodness, it kind of slipped my mind. But
You said,
anyway, the part where you can use your hold on, let me go to it. The conversational starters.
mm,
It kind of reflect that time period. The bowling alley, uh, the Grand Station, your train station, and then the retro dining. So those are your three conversational starters that will keep you in a line with that GPT if you want it. You know.
absolutely.
There's a huge audience for Retro 50. There's actually quite a few influencers that their
Hmm.
homes is outfitted in everything 1950s. They curate everything, down to hand sewing their clothing. So it's a quite a large niche that you could market to, sell wall art to, graphic design work, um, even collabs. We were talking about this the other night. You got to take the risk and talk to people. And if you think you're going to move forward in your business in isolation, it's a lie. So grab the GPT, connect with other people who might be interested in your art that you render from the GPT. Okay, this is a super huge niche right now.
Hmm.
A part of this niche is body acceptance and unseen faces from the era. So faces that we normally wouldn't see represented in the media in the 1950s, they're showing up now through social media to make um that era to remind us that everyone was relevant from that time period. So I just want to put that out there. There's definitely a niche for it. Quite a few influencers, and they would love to know that you can generate art like this.
Well, I loved playing with it. As you can see, I think I made like 200 images out of your GPT, just playing around with the fringes of the some different parameters and all of the things. So, William, thank you so much for this GPT. It was great to work with. It was just simple and easy, and I was able to get images that I didn't think that I was, possible, but still stay right within the parameters of the
Mhm.
GPT. It was really great. It was really, really great to work with. Like really, really great to
Oh
work.
wow! Thank you.
And I'm not going to sell ChatGPT short. Like I love Midjourney, but ChatGPT right now with what William is doing inside of his GPTs is giving some beautiful images. Like they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The lighting, the texture, the everything about those images that are within his GPT are top notch.
Oh,
It, it, and like I sent him a message. I said, William, this GPT is top tier. It was top tier. It's just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
well, thank you. And like I said before, I did one technique that I haven't done in the past GPTs, which I think that made this GPT and the ones after it really stick out. Like I said, I used the knowledge part of the GPT, so I went right into it and I just gave it what I want because there's a lot of different things. ChatGPT, when you say create an image, it's going wherever. It's just going wherever. But you can narrow it down to where you want it to go. I had to actually create PDFs how I wanted to make sure that that GPT stayed within there and it looked for those certain type of imagery. So it's about in that one, I think it's about like three extra PDFs. I have important with critical importance. I have a balanced composition that's in that language, and also too I had a retro theme and retro feel within that GPT. So I just basically just brought up the 1950s and basically narrowed it down and put it in there in people that look like us. So
I loved it because it was just beautiful. It was beautiful to work with. Absolutely beautiful.
thank
So
you.
thank you, William. Thank you so, so much. And guys, I'm gonna bring Martine back up because she's got some closeout things for the wheel. And we are moving into the last section of this. And we're gonna be we're not gonna be long because I know you guys are waiting for the giveaways. So Martine?
Absolutely. And I'm ready for y'all. Y'all did a great job. We had, give or take, about 50 plus people on this call, and y'all shared almost 50 times. It's always my goal. Thanks for letting me know. It's all, the kids come knocking as soon as you get on it's your turn to get to talking. Thank you, darling. All right, thank you. You can hang out. You want your remote back? Ain't nobody had no remote until the work is done. All right, bye-bye. Thank you. Love you too, baby. Thank you. All right, so let's get in this wheel. Surprise, surprise. Adrian's giving away a class seat.
Uh-oh, did she freeze?
No. Did I freeze?
I hear you.
Okay, good.
No, you're
All right.
good.
Adrian's giving away a seat to his class. I will be giving away a seat to my class. I'm teaching a Canva class. This upcoming Saturday, the 11th. If you're needing to really get yourself grounded in Canva or learn some new tips or tricks, I'd love to have you there, but I'll be giving away the class. Our GPT creators, I believe they're all giving away seats, GPTs. So if you're ready, Ayesha, I'm ready. Lord have mercy. If you're ready, Talia, I'm ready.
Ready? I got my notebook. I'm
Okay,
good.
cool. All right, so we're spinning for Stephanie's GPT. Is that cool, Stephanie?
Mhm.
Okay. Masons and Stars. Masons and Stars. That's one of the groups. So you got that's one of our groups, Masons and Stars. I can go pull it.
Yeah, you have to let us know who you are exactly, please.
Please let us know.
Oh, that's Dion? Okay.
Thank you
Dion be
guys.
winning every week, man.
Sure do, but she trying to take Anne Marie's spot.
Mm.
All right, this is for the second one. All right, Rollout LLC. Let us know in the chat if that's you. Rollout LLC.
Let's roll out LLC.
If not, I will go take a look before we hop off.
Okay.
All right. Then we are moving on. Ayesha did agree to give away her GPTs. So for GPT, this is for the interview, the coach interview. So let's rock and roll with that. Shawana Styles. Come on, Shawana. All right, our second
Shawana been
one.
winning lately
She
too.
sure has. It pays to play. That'll be Miss Victoria Crumb.
Come on, Victoria.
Come on, Victoria.
All right, you want to go to Taylor next?
Yes, let's go to Miss Taylor May. That's going to be Ayeshia Pompey.
All right.
We're going to spin again. Stephanie Atwater Kelly.
What's up now?
All right, then we're moving on to Adrian. Adrian's gonna do one seat.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's gonna be Miss Alina Turner. Hey,
Right
Alina.
now.
I don't know how she came out, but okay. And then William. William. The two for William with his retro GPT.
Y'all are gonna love this GPT. Some beautiful images.
Gonna be Miss Nikki and Neil Coleman. Cool Things by Nikki.
Hey, hey.
Second one. Nope, nope. Are you sure already won? So I'm gonna spin a win. Yolanda Tyler.
Congratulations, Yolanda.
Nikki just screamed. Now listen, as y'all are giving these congratulations, and we want you to go back and I know some of you are waiting to our prize wheel. Y'all go back and grab the GPTs that fit within your budget and the services that fit within your budget. Make sure you snap those up. I think we've got one more.
You say you're giving away a seat to your class, right?
I'm giving away a class seat. That would be Miss HBK Digital. Seven of these people won because they shared to groups, man. Y'all gonna get the sharing. And I think that is it. I think.
I'll give away a replay to my scene stealers too yesterday. I'll give away a
She
replay.
giving away a replay? Okay, come on. We got one replay. Well, y'all, that class is good. Cheryl already has it.
Cheryl already has it.
We have to let Cheryl pick something else.
Maybe one more time.
Can I get William's GPT?
William, that's a question for you.
Yes.
Thank you, William.
Oh, you're welcome. Now remember, share those pictures
Everybody
that you
already
create.
got it.
I will.
Okay, and create a product with it and sell it.
I will.
Maxine Gidry.
Oh, Max.
To the max. All right. Thank you guys so much for playing. We appreciate y'all. But again, you still winning when you purchase the things that you need to make your business move forward. So y'all make sure to bring those. This is a wonderful set of GPTs and services and classes. Y'all should be chock full with the knowledge skills you need to be quite successful going into the first quarter of the year, all the way through the whole year. Okay. That's it for me, Regina.
Thank you, Martine, for taking over because my internet feels like it's on dial-up right now. I'm looking at, I don't have high speed, and I'm upset because everybody that knows me knows that I live on high speed.
Man, listen, I did have something to share. I forgot, Regina. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
I'm almost super fast, super fast. go. So I was telling Ayeshia that she inspired me to add another layer to how our panelists can communicate when they are presenting. So we're going to be putting out a media kit and offering even more benefits to people who become panelists. So this is one of them, one of the designs. You're just going to drop your picture or look. I always say your picture. But if you want to do your logo, that's fine if you're faceless. But I always your picture, people want to buy from people. Okay, so this is one of them. That's going to be part of the media kit. Here's another one. And then also, she also recommended that we do this, which I thought was great. And the panelists who went on tonight, you'll get this week. So any products or services that you present on TRM, you can add the as seen on Sundays with TRM logo. And people will know that this is something that you presented to a large audience, that you have had your GPT tested, if that's what you the product you sold. So we're super excited about it. I wanted to share these things with you. They're coming down the pipe. If you've been a panelist in the past, be on the lookout for it. So I just want to share. I'm super, super excited about it. And those of you that are taking my Canva class, I'm going to be showing you how to create designs that look just like this and how quick and easy it can be. I think that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Martine. I don't have access to the I'm not a co-host right now because I got kicked out. But it's so good to see that everybody stayed and went through, and congratulations to everybody that won on the wheel as well. Oh, yay, I'm a co-host now. Everybody that won on the wheel. It I love the fact that you guys keep coming back every single week to be here with us and all of the great things. As you guys know, Talia has her Scene Stealers 2 uh, replay available right now. And baby, that Canva class that Martine is about to do is absolutely fabulous. She is able to break Canva down in a way that I have not seen anyone else do. She does such a great job of doing that. So if you guys have not signed up for her Canva class or have not become part of the Patreon, because Scene Stealers 2, the Canva class, and my Midjourney class are all a part of our top tier of our Patreon. So make sure that you guys are signing up for that. And if you have not signed up for the Midjourney Mood Board Magic, please sign up for that. If you are on the SREF Insiders, a part of the SREF Insiders, there is a code in that SREF Insiders. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. It is right there for you. So if you're not part of Insiders, please join Insiders, because if you join, even if you join Insiders, it is uploaded for those to download the Insiders. The code is there for you. Super
Get the
excited for
link.
that.
Let me get the link, Regina, for it. And SREF Insiders is free, correct?
The
Yes.
SRF Insiders is free.
Can we get the
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and we're super excited about having you guys a part of this experience with us for TRM. It has been one of the best experiences for me as a creator. And if you have not been a part of, you're not a part of our Patreon, please join our Patreon because you have missed out. We all dropped GPTs this week into the Patreon, and I must say they are fire. Yes, they are. I'm not going to even lie to you. They are fire. The one that Talia put in is amazing. She gave her caricatures are absolutely phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And Martine for her sisterly love GPT, it is absolutely amazing as well. She did a phenomenal job with her sisterly love GPT. All right. Um, and Martina says you're sharing your screen. There you go. Perfect. Her Sisterly Love GPT is it creates some amazing images. And then I dropped in Lovescape, which is for all of you guys who want to create non-traditional Valentine's Day cards. It is perfect for that. And I just went in and updated Lovescape where you can actually put people inside of Lovescape because initially it was just scenery. So you can put people inside of Lovescape. So anyone who has Dreamscape as well, if you purchase Dreamscape, I updated the GPT where there are people inside now because that was a request. So they have been updated. So super excited to show you guys everything that is part of the Patreon. Scene Stealers 2 was absolutely amazing. This is Lovescape, which is the GPT that I just dropped in there. And Martine, this is from her sisterly vision. It is great, and Talia's caricature, man, listen, the afros that come out of that are absolutely great. She has already Talia, have you done your co-working session? Yes, her co-working session is
No, it's
January.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
So she's going to do her co-working session. I think mine's is in 2 weeks. But the Canva class that Martine is about to do, I'm telling you, you guys need to be a part of that. And of course, for Mood Board Magic, it's going to be on the 9th. It's super excited to have you guys as a part of that as well. So thank you, Martine, for showing the Patreon
For
for them
sure.
to see it.
And guys,
Appreciate that.
just remember with the classes, so if you opt into the subscription for the month, you're only gonna access those classes for that month. It's a great deal. So if you're thinking about purchasing one of our classes, I'm gonna cut off my own arm and say, get the monthly subscription, get all three for a much lower price point.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. It is a great deal for those who are part of the Patreon. All right. So Martine, is there anything else that because when my stuff went haywire, all my stuff wiped out and it was crazy.
We're good.
Um,
We're ready.
all right. So thank you guys for joining us. I really want to go back through and I want to thank every single one of our GPT creators, our class creators that were on here. Stephanie, you did a phenomenal job for it being your very first time. Coach Ayeshia, helping those out to find and secure their job with her GPT for their interviews. Then you come along, and then Kelly comes in and breaks down the fact that she's going to be able to teach us how to do rain and snow with that amazing. I'm gonna relanguage. I'm gonna relanguage Photoshop, the amazing Photoshop because if I keep saying I dread it, I will not do it. So I'm going to relanguage that and say the amazing Photoshop that is going to be able, I'm going to be able to do amazing things with. And also, I'd like to thank Adrian, who is helping us find our purpose and putting us all in a group so we can be accountable for one another. He's doing a phenomenal job with that. Taylor with coming up with concepts and moving things forward as far as storytelling is concerned with her GPT, and William showing his prowess as a photographer and placing all of that into the GPT so we get these amazing visuals. Thank you so, so much. I think I got everybody. Yeah, I went through. Yeah, I got everybody. Went through William, that GPT is amazing.
Well,
Uh, Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say thank you so much. And
Oh,
I just wanted to add something real quick. All I can say for the people that's having a little problem with stepping out there, latch on to somebody. You see all of us here. You got Regina, you got Kelly, you got Taylor, you got me. If you reach out to me, I'm going to help you, and then let us hold you accountable. Please don't take that word as harsh, but let us help you with that. Let us encourage you. Bring your ideas to us, and then we're just going to say, do it, just do it. That's all I had to say, Gene. I get off.
Quick question, William. You said something about your Patreon class, Patreon group. Where do you find that at?
William, I think she's talking to you, sir.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay then. Right now it's not finished. They still approving it. I should know at least for a couple of days. It's really what it's going to be is just going to be basically all those images that I created, and it's going to have some video, maybe a little music in there, and you just be able to download it. And it's all this $5 a month. So hopefully that can help anyone that's on the budget to get started. Hopefully that can get you started.
Thank you so much, William. When he does that, probably next week, he'll probably have the link for his Patreon, and we will definitely have it on TRM for everyone to access. But William is an amazing promoter of his products. You will see it everywhere. He'll have it on his page and all the groups and all the things. So just take a look out for it, TJ. It'll be there. I thought I saw that Kay had a mess, her hand up. Did she take her hand down? Okay. All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys once again. Congratulations to all the winners. I didn't get to see who the winners were because my internet decided to go out. It's coming back up a little bit. I'm struggling. I'm on three bars right now. Three bars. I don't understand.
It's all right. I had to hook to my hotspot because the weather is bad here and the lights are blinking and everything. So it is what it is. We're
All
gonna
right.
make it through.
It is on you.
Oh, I don't have a thing, honey. Thank you guys for coming. The participation is always amazing, and I just appreciate that you guys come show up for us every week. We love it. We hope that we're adding value to what you're trying to do in your business and in your life as a whole. So, thank you guys again, all of our panelists, all of our participants, all of our winners for tonight. Thank y'all so much for being here and continuing to support TRM and what we're doing moving forward. So, I'm gonna let you guys have the best wonderful evening left that y'all can do. And we will see y'all on Tuesdays for Color Me Calm. We're gonna probably try to cut it a little short so we can jump over there where Adrian at too. So we might color real fast and then try to shoot over there and support him. So we shall see. Okay. But we'll see you guys on Tuesday. If not Tuesday, we'll see you again next Sunday. Have a great rest of your night. Bye bye now.
Good night, everybody.